Yes. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Boom, baby. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Let me get out of my Discord right there. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Voice Crypto Show, baby, where we break down everything crypto, every kind of trade, every single day, every idea. We're all here to share it, learn, and grow together. Welcome. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Michaela, Wanda, what's going on? Hey, everybody. How are we doing? What a blood red day in the market. Another Hillary Clinton tampon day, soaked full of red, giant red everywhere, a bunch of clotting. What is this? We are down double digits on a lot of these altcoins. Ethereum, the number one altcoin, taking an absolute hammer today, down 15%, and a lot of other altcoins have followed. XRP, one of the strongest in the game, down 17%. A lot of these, if not all of these coins, are sitting below where we were yesterday when Donald Trump announced the strategic reserve that was to include Cardano, XRP, and Solana, all of which have taken an absolute pounding today. We're going to dive deep into this, and we're going to look at what is likely to next come, and we're going to look at what has happened in the market. Why are we so bearish right now? Why is there so much sell pressure? Why is there 25% of Cardano's net worth gone amidst this market turmoil when we just got that massive bullish news, right? So we're going to dive in. We're going to start the way we start every single day with Bitcoin. Well, actually, let's start on our Bitcoin trades here. Where have we been over the last day, right? Well, while I was eating at the Mexican restaurant today, I heard Ayúdame, Voice Crypto over in the kitchen. And they said, Bitcoin's dumping, baby, Bitcoin's dumping, which wasn't good because we did get into a long here. We did get into a long that was since closed, whoop, 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 that was stopped out, right, in the negative, right? We did get absolutely rinsed on this long. It is what it is. Risk management, everybody, risk management. Why did we go into that long? Well, zooming in here on the 5-minute time frame, we're looking at this massive bullish divergence that did form, right? We had a crazy swing down here while we were swinging up massively on the RSI. We didn't do it once, we did it twice. Double bullish divergence, baby, on the 5-minute time frame. That looked good to go. We did get a little bit of a reaction here, all the way only to come down to entry, get a little bit of a pump, and we rolled over, we dumped. And here, you know, it's not looking the best, everybody. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Here, look on the 5-minute time frame. Is this not looking a little bear flaggy to you? Yeah, we're getting some green candles, but man, this is not looking good. I don't want to see the 5-minute roll over again, but the probabilities are there with stochastics that are pretty high that we can continue to dump down to the crypto abyss. Shout out to Crypto Kirby. I miss you, brother. All right, so this is what we're looking at here for Bitcoin. I am skeptical here of this dump, like we were skeptical the other day of this pump, right? We said, hey, we were looking at the 3-hour 200 MA and we were hitting it, right? We were kissing the 3-hour 200 MA and we were bouncing between the 2 and the 3-hour. We got above the 2, right? We got above the 2-hour 200 SMA, and we got rejected by the 3-hour 200 SMA. I said, hey, we've been playing ping pong here and we want to see a break of one or the other. We broke the 2. What happens when we break the 2, everybody? We're likely to come down and test the 1. We came down, tested the 1. We ripped through the 1. The smaller time frame 200 MAs came up to price action. We started ripping through those. We ripped through the 30. We came down to the 15, ripped through the 15, and these smaller ones did trend higher as price ripped up due to their more volatility in nature, right? Because they come up closer and hug price action closer, because whenever price moves and these smaller time frames are affected, these red lines at 200 moving averages on these time frames move a lot faster. So we broke all of them. We broke every single one. So my 2 ideas here going into the night. Well, what am I looking at? I am looking at skeptically, right? I'm speculating on, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, skeptically, but I'm speculating on a long sometime here. Why am I looking for a long? Well, I'm not going to look for shorts after the biggest asset in the world has just colossally dumped, right? Massively, 10% or more to the downside, right? From the top. This was a massive, we're at currently an 11% dump. We dumped all the way 13.3%. That explains all this blood that's here in the market, everybody. Wow, that has been absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that's what we're looking at. The altcoin's getting beaten down. Drop your questions in the chat. What's going on? How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling hyped? Are you guys feeling like these are really, really good prices? Or is this just the beginning of what feels like the end of the bull market? We're going to dive in. But that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin right here. So I have 2 ideas when it comes to longing, right? We're going to look at this 1 minute. And I am waiting for the 1 minute to cross this 200 MA. I am going to long soon, everybody, one way or the other. Way 1. Trade 1, we get above this 200 MA, we consolidate with 21 coming to price action. I will take that move back up to the 5-minute 200 MA with that life revision. Look how far up this 5-minute 200 MA is, $88,300. The 1-minute 200 MA currently sitting at about 84.4, right? So that'd be about a $4,000 move to test this next. So we're gonna put a little alertapoo there, alertapoo. Right up in this range, right? And will let us know when we're getting close. How do you set an alert? You come over here, you hit that little plus button right by price, and you can set an alert. You could add buy or sell orders if you decide to link your exchange, right? If you don't have an exchange, I do have a link to Blowflame below in the description. Feel free to join using my link, but that is just there for your convenience, right? So that's what I'm looking at to long on a move to the upside. Now, what am I looking at for a longer term trade? Yes, we're going to do it again, everybody. We're going to do it again after this massive move to the upside. We were speculating yesterday, hey, this is the weekend. This is low volatility. There aren't many opportunities or any opportunities for companies to get in on this kind of move, right? So there's likely going to be a retracement. Yeah, and that news event was a perfect kind of pump and dump that we see whenever retail gets super overexcited. And though that news is bullish, it's macro bullish news, right? We still don't know how the reserve is going to work. We don't know where the money's going to come from. We don't even know if the United States is going to buy more. We just know that they're going to start holding and hold these assets. They have held assets for a long time from Silk Road that they are legally required to sell by the Department of Justice right now. I'm going to start drowning there like I did in Mexico when I was spearfishing. So that's likely what we're likely to see in the future, right? In this upcoming week, we're likely to see these news events kind of give us an idea. This crypto conference that's on Friday and Jerome Powell with inflation, massive news events coming up on the U.S. economic calendar. That's what we're looking at going here into the future to give us ourselves a little sense of understanding, because we still have lack of understanding. And what do markets hate more than anything? Lack of clarity, right? So I am second Bitcoin trade, right? Second idea. I am looking at this fib pool right here. You're always pulling our fibs, right? Always pulling our fibs. I'm looking at this Fibonacci retracement from that massive move up, right? From the swing low to the swing high. I am speculating on this cup and handle that we talked about yesterday on the stream forming out. And what do you know, everybody? We got that cup. And we didn't know how it was going to form out. But we did speculate on the cup and handle, right? Cup and handles love to bounce at the 786. That is conveniently where our order is set for our limit buy, right, to get into our next long. So one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to long here. I'm going to long here on the 786 bounce, right, speculating on a reversal right there, or we're going to get across the 1 minute 200 MA and we're going to start playing 200 MA dominoes, right? Our favorite game to play here on the live stream. We'll take the 1 minute 200 MA. We'll come up and test the 3. Woo! Come on, TradingView. What are you doing, baby? Oh, the paintbrush. We'll take the 1 minute 200 MA and then we'll come up and test a 3 minute 200 MA. And these are pretty far from each other, everybody. Why are they far from each other? Because this dump was massive. It happened fast, right? Over the course of a single day, we've just been capitulating down all day. Fall, bear flag, fall, bear flag, fall, and this could be another bear flag, that is for sure. But even if this bear flag breaks down to the downside, that 786 looks really strong to me for an area to likely bounce. So I'm looking for a long here. I'm looking for a long. I'm not currently in a long. I have a limit order set at the 786, or we will get in, limit in above this 1 minute 200 MA and start playing to the upside. Try to get up to at least that 5, where we'll likely take some profit, right? That'll be our Scalperino strategy for the night. If the 786 gets hit, and may get hit while we're talking whenever here, right? As if we do decide to dump from the downside from that bear flag, I don't think we'll go to target on that bear flag. And the stop loss on this trade is sitting at $78,000. That's the trade that I'm in, that I'm planning on taking if we do get that 786 retracement. All right, diving on in. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, oh yeah, so wrecked city, baby, wrecked city. But we've been calling this. We said yesterday, I don't think we could trust this move, right? I had sketched feelings about it. We drew our bearish 786. We bounced off that golden pocket region between the 618, 786. Low volatility, man. It was a sketch pump. It was. Despite the news, there's going to be a lot of retail FOMOing and bullish, right? And we did end up getting that retracement, right? We did end up getting that retracement. Over here on Twitter, we were saying, hey, we're getting out, right? We talked about it. This is the trade I posted earlier. Follow me on Twitter at boyscrypto102 if you guys are interested in what I'm doing throughout the day when I'm not streaming, right? But yeah, we took some shots here. We gave liquidity yesterday. We talked about our fibs, right? This is where we were talking about, everybody, that bearish 786. We came right up here and nicked it, baby. We came right up there and nicked it, right on there for Twitter for you guys. We were talking about an inverted Adam and Eve, which did end up playing out. Yeah, jump on into the Twitter here. Yeah, I talked about closing all these trades for massive gains, right? 50% gain here on Cardano, AIXBT 35%, right? We did call the bottom on AIXBT, and that was a wrecker, baby. That was an absolute wrecker. Was not the bottom. We were nuking way further, but we did get out of that trade, right? We got out of that trade a massive profit. Bitcoin, massive profit. Talked about moving the stop loss above the right to the breakout of the Adam and Eve. We got that breakout of the Adam and Eve, and boom, baby, to the downside. Woo, what a past 24 hours it has been. Let's head back over to Bubbles. Let's get going. Hey, everybody, welcome to everybody who just jumped in. Anything you guys want to anything you guys want to go over, drop in the chat, drop your altcoins, drop your thoughts. I want to hear them. Let's dive in. All right. So let's look at the altcoins. The altcoins are sitting at an area I do not like to see. We are where? Below that daily 200 MA. We have not closed a candle as it stands underneath the daily 200 MA for both the altcoins and Bitcoin here. Let's see where it sits. We are sitting above it for Bitcoin. Currently, we wicked right down to it, baby. Right down to it. And we are looking for a bounce here. We are looking for a bounce here somewhere. I expect with that 786 being right there, I expect a wick below. That's what I'd like to see, right? We could play 200 MA dominoes. I don't know what's going to happen to price, but I know how to trade it, right? I know how to trade it. I know how to treat price action as we move forward, speculating on that cup and handle or a break of the 1 minute 200 MA to the upside. And we may be doing that live. We're likely to do that on the live if we do get that 1 minute 200 MA across, unless we're to range in like a $1,000 range over the course of the next hour. And based on how Bitcoin's been trading today, not likely, baby, not likely. All right. Hey, how you doing, PMG Corey? Jumping on into the chat. What's going on? Michaela, Wanda, so thank you guys for being here. Trump mentioned the crypto czar and didn't even say a word. Hey, yeah, there's a lot of, we talked about Trump. We talked about this. We talked about it potentially being exit liquidity, right? All these people getting in FOMO and long, an opportunity for companies to get out. For people who are bears, that was the perfect opportunity. They got exactly what they wanted to get out at high prices, right? And now you get out up here, you feel really, really good. You got out at levels not seen since before that colossal dump, right? It just feels really good if you're a bear right now. It really does. You're sitting below the 200 MA. The Bitcoin may look to crack it. Yeah, this was the 786 that we pulled yesterday, right? Or the day before. Yeah, yesterday on the stream, right? From swing high to swing low, we touched that 786 perfectly, baby, and we got that rejection, right? That's not what we want to see from a bullish perspective. We need to start playing 200 MA dominoes here, or bounce off of this 786 and get a move to the upside. If we don't, we could be in some trouble, everybody. We could be in some trouble in the near term. We closed a daily candle below that 200 MA, and you know what boys crypto is? You know what? Let's crack the monster, everybody. Shout out to you guys. You guys want to see the stream pants today? These are some good pants, right? I got you. I'm not wearing any. No, I'm playing. They're just shorts. They're shorts. Gotta look good from the waist up, right? Like for all you guys who like the big ones on the women who don't really care about the bottom side, right? I'm just saying. All right. That's what we're looking at for Bitcoin here, baby. That's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. One way or the other, we're going to make some money on this trade, right? We're going to make some money here. We got our entries. We know where we're looking to get in. We got our limit order in down here, right? And that is what we are looking at. We are not currently in a position. Last couple trades did end up going very, very well, right? This is what our last few trades have looked like. We've been doing really good over the past few days. We did have a little bit of a loss streak here, but we've been doing good. Yeah, March 1st, March 2nd, March 3rd. Oh yeah. So we're doing fine, everybody. We're doing fine. Account balance currently sitting at, I got to move my camera for this. Woohoo! Right over here. We're currently sitting at $5,621. If you guys can see that. That was supposed to be a joke, but it didn't end up being funny. All right, let's dive in. All right, back to bubbles. We got some massive red. Hey, everybody, how we doing? I guess the main thing on my mind is Bitcoin. Where's the floor? The floor, PMG Corey, the floor. Yeah, this is not looking good. Let's flip this upside down, right? Something that I really like to do here on the channel, something that a lot of people just don't tend to like, right? I mean, I don't like looking for shorts. I never look for shorts, everybody. Every time I trade, I look for longs. The only difference is I flip the chart upside down because I hate looking for shorts. I'm not good at it. I've never looked at the chart upside down, right? If you're reading, can you read upside down? I struggle reading when the book is straight up, right? So I like to flip it upside down, give myself a better perspective here, and that really does help me out. That does help me out, right? So right now, if we were looking along this, I would be saying if this was the chart we were looking at right now, I would say, hey, we could flip all of these, right? We could flip all of these. Boom, 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 and get what we're looking at. I would say, hey, look, we have hidden bullish divergence here. You have a swing down on the RSI. This is talking about Bitcoin inverted, right? You have a swing across / swing down in the RSI here, and you have a swing up in price action. That is hidden bearish divergence, right? Hidden bullish divergence. But because we're flipped, that's hidden bearish divergence, right? If we flip everything around, it would be the exact opposite, right? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for this 200 MA. This 200 MA cracks on the daily. Look what happens when we crack the daily, everybody. You get a little bit of a boom. The 200 MA served here, you cracked it, and you went on a massive, that was the pump after the election, right? Boom, massive pump to the upside, right? For Bitcoin, upside, right? I guess it's kind of confusing looking at the inverted scale when I'm speaking about it out loud. But yeah, that upside, but this is downside, right? Because it's inverted. So we got this massive gap in the VRVP, and wouldn't you guys say, every time we're looking at a trade, if I was looking at this on the 1 minute time frame, I'd be like, get your long button ready, baby. Get your long button ready. It's about time. Right? These candles just take forever to play out because each one is 24 hours. Let's get everything straight up here. That way I don't tell you guys everything backwards as we're going about the stream, right? So you can see that right here. This is hidden bear div, right? You have a swing down where you have a swing up / swing across in the RSI. That's not what we want to see for Bitcoin here in the near term. Where's the floor? That's a great question, right? So I start turning bear when we get underneath this this 200 MA. But what I'm doing here is pulling a fib from the bottom to the top, okay? In order for us, we've already made this higher high, higher high, higher low, right? higher high. We're still making a higher high on the macro, right? If we're looking at the weekly, this is still a higher high, right? Now, all you can do is hope that we're going to come down and form a higher low. Well, where is that likely to happen? This is where risk management comes in. Where is that likely to happen? It's likely to come in that golden pocket that we talk about every night here on the channel, baby. It seems like every night we're talking about that golden pocket, right? Like golden pants, that golden pocket. Dang, those would look good on me with these new calves. I've been going, guys, I've been jump roping. Check this out. I've been jump roping and boom, baby. Look at that. I hope I didn't show too much there. I hope I didn't show too much. For all you guys out there, Sin Nasty Kid, you're married, brother. You're married. Don't get that off your screen, man. All right, so what I'm looking at is us coming down into this golden pocket right here between the 618 and the 786, speculating on a bounce between 72,000 and 62,000. Nobody wants to see that. Well, what are some things that I'm seeing in confluence with that 78? Oh, come on, Trade View. What am I seeing in confluence with that? Well, I'm seeing this area of a high volume nodes that are here where a lot of Bitcoin has exchanged hands. An area where it's likely that buyers come in again and say, hey, no, this is where we're going to create that new higher low before reversing and coming up and trying to create that higher high. That's market structure for you. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, until we make a lower low, right? This is where I would say, hey, this is over. This is where I would say, hey, it's over. So I'm speculating on a bounce in this range, right? And I'm still going to be a macro bull, right? But when we break below that 200 MA on the daily, I'm going to see some short-term bearishness, right? I'm going to feel short-term bearish and bearish bias because whenever we're below that, whenever we're below that daily 200, it just feels the pressure you feel with price action. Look at this daily 200, right? Whenever you're above it, you're feeling good. Whenever you're below it, like even if you're consolidating, it just looks sketch. This is what started the bear market. Look, we broke below, got up to the 200 right here, and we nuked. And we didn't start the bull market again until we got above the daily 200. That's why the daily 200 is so key to me. All right, so if we were to break this low, this $50,000 level, and no one wants to say that's going to happen, and I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't think that that's going to happen, but if we were to break that, that would be a change in market structure. So how would I trade that if we broke to the downside? Well, that's right, random citizen. I would come down here, right? We would break market structure, and I wouldn't be in any trade here. What would I look for from here? Well, from the swing high to the swing low, wherever that price comes, right? And this could change based on where we get that bounce, right? Because we will get a bounce. It's highly unlikely that we do something like this. This is not how price action works. It's not gonna do this. It's not. Look at that. It's not gonna do that. A multi-year bull run, and this is perpetuals, right? But the price. The bull market has lasted before this, right? Before October of 2020. This is just a perpetuals contract on Binance that I like to look at, right? It's just a chart's really nice and easy laid out. But that's what I would look at here, speculating on downward action. If we were to break that low and create a lower low, I would pull my fib from the swing high to the swing low, wherever that may be, and I would short this puppy, baby. I would short this puppy when we come back up, right? So let's pull this fib down here. Let's pull this fib down to wherever I put that line, right? Say price action comes down to here. I would pull my fib from swing high to swing low and speculate on a massive bounce because we're going to get a bounce and put in a lower high somewhere. Where is that lower? The question is, where does that lower high decide to come in? It's going to be in this golden pocket right here between the 618 and the 786. That's when I would speculate on opening up a short here. I would open up a short likely at the 618, right? Because this would, likely at the 618. Why? Because I think we're starting a new bearish trend, and I'm going to be a little more conservative with that. I'll set my stop above the 786 here, and I will take this all the way down to where I believe a new swing low would occur, right? So I would set the stop. I would at least target the new swing low, or the swing low that was priorly created, right? So we'll get rid of this and look at what that would look like Here, I would say that's a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio on the macro. You would have the daily 200 SMA above you, serving as resistance. Everything would be curling down, right? Speaking about the moving averages. Speaking of the moving averages, where is my 21? Oh, it is there. So the 21 would be crossing the 200. You would be coming down. That would be healthy market structure to me from a bearish point of view. And that's just if we got that price action, everybody. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's how I would trade it on the macro if this is indeed the end of the bull market, right? Because we don't know if we break this low, we don't know where we're going to go. We don't know what kind of nukage there's going to be, but there will be a violent bounce. And that's when you start pulling your fibs. You got to keep pulling your fibs, everybody. Pull your fib, pull your fib, pull your fib. It's so important. It's so important. Even now, where we're bouncing here from, even though people are freaking out, right? Where are we bouncing? We still came down here into that golden pocket region. I'm speculating a little more cautiously on the 786 here, but, and you know, earlier I was off the bullish divergence, but here, you know, you came down into that golden pocket. Look where you're bouncing in between that area between the 0.618 and the 786, getting a nice bounce here. We have bull div. We have some nice bull div forming here on the 15, and I have my trade ideas, right? I have my trade ideas. Where are we at? We're right here at the 200. We cannot crack that yet, baby. We cannot crack that, but that is what I am going to be looking at. And let's see what the VRVP is looking like. See what kind of volume we're getting in here. And there shouldn't be a lot. Yeah, there shouldn't have been a lot during this dump because it was after market close, right? And Asia's just opening, right? So yeah, that looks really, really nice for a squeeze to the upside. And we can start playing some 200 MA dominoes, baby. What happens when we break the 1? We're likely to come up and test the 3, right? Which is sitting up here at about $800. That's what I'd like to see. Let's get the hype going up, everybody. Let's get this reversal going for Bitcoin here in the near term. I think it's very, very likely if we crack this 200 MA, but we don't do that, we get rejected like we are right now. And I know this is the 1 minute time frame, but it serves as a great reference point when you're talking about entries. This is a do not pass go button, that red line for me. If we do not pass go, unless I'm trading a reversal, if we do not pass, if we do not pass that do not pass go, I'm not going, right? It's like when your lady says no at light, you don't, at night, you don't want to keep pushing, right? Because then you're bordering on boundaries that are just dangerous, right? You don't want to say, hey, honey, we got to do it. I just took a blue chew. You don't want to be in that shoe, right? And then you'll end up, getting over on the side of your bed, using your mattress and your pillows to do something very shameful. You don't want to be in that position. She'll roll over, open up her eyes, you'll make eye contact, and then it's just a giant uncomfortable situation. And I don't like being in those situations. Not that has ever happened to me. All right, so that's what this is that do not pass go, right? But if we get past this red line, it's like, okay, honey, yeah, let's go, you know how I like that shirt, no pants look, right? So that could happen. And then you're like, whoo, thank God I took that blue chew and I was ready to go, which we are right now. Once we get above that 200 MA, I know that was a weird reference, but it's true. That do not pass go line, right? On that 200 MA on the 1, that's the go line, baby. That's the go line. That's what we're going to be looking at. All right, diving on into the chat. PMG Corey, what's going on, man? PMG fam, thank you for being here. Michaela, hey, what's up? YouTube, right? Main thing on my mind, Bitcoin. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Awesome perspective. Thank you. Hey, man. Yeah, we're growing. This is what I love to do. This is my passion, baby. This is my passion. All right, break through that, and it's head and shoulders. Looks like, hey, yeah, we can zoom out and look at that. Let's look at that. Whoop. We break through the 200, or you right? Let's see what you're looking at. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, you could be forming like a Yeah, so if you're talking about this right here, you got your shoulder, right, your head, and you could make your right shoulder right here. You could get a nice clean neckline. Maybe, I would like that neckline to be a little cleaner. Right, shoulder, head, maybe right shoulder gets you up over that 1 minute 200 MA, and boom, it's a little sloppy, not the best, I mean, it's not the worst idea. It's not the worst idea, right? But it does look kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder vibey. I do like that, PMG Corey. Thank you for calling that out. All right, and then, hey, that's what, that was super odd. That's always super awkward. PMG Corey, if you've been in my shoes, not that I've ever been in those shoes. Yeah, it is awkward, man. Having to use those pillow sheets, and you got the, hey, look, I'm not an advertisement guy, man. Dr. Teal's great massage, PMG Corey, great massage lotion. If you've never used it before, highly recommend. Just make sure it doesn't get in places it doesn't need to go. Just highly recommend, right? And by that, I mean any kind of cracks or crevices you may have. All right, diving in. Don't mean not that time frame. What are you looking at, man? What are you looking at? Tell me what time frame you're looking at. I'd love to see it. Are you talking about, woo. Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know. Hey, but in the meantime, what we're looking at, all right, let's look at crypto bubbles. Let's look at crypto bubbles over the Bitcoin dominance. How is this doing? Not a surprise, right? You get a massive Bitcoin dump. What happens to dominance? We got dominance pulled up on the daily. On the daily, we had a massive pullback on Bitcoin. What happens? People freak out about their altcoins and they'll jump right over on into Bitcoin. They don't care. They say, hey, I'd rather lose 10% than 30%. And that's valid, right? That's valid. I understand what people are thinking. Dominance going on a massive run, right? Yesterday, we got that announcement. This coincides with yesterday. And this talks about risk on, right? People got that tweet. People, oh, you guys hear that? My uvula was like, oh. All right, so we got that tweet. We fell down massively in Bitcoin dominance. Why? Because everybody was speculating on the altcoins. That Cardano, 63% pump, XRP, 30%, massive moves to the upside. For all those assets that were put in the strategic reserve, people then began to speculate, oh, what if there's more coins coming in the strategic reserve? And every altcoin under the sun almost pumped to high heaven. And that's what happened when Bitcoin dominance fell off a roof. And then we got some market pullback, right? We got some rejection. We got those announcements. So tariffs on China. We're increasing the tariffs on. We're increasing the tariffs on China. We're implementing the tariffs tomorrow on the 4th. Which it goes into effect tonight at 12:01 a.m. Those tariffs are going to hit hard. It's going to be like a truck. It's on Canada. It's on Mexico. Canada, we just increased the lumber again. I'm sure that's going to be good. We just increased the tariff on lumber again. I'm sure that's going to be great for housing prices because I'm sure builders are going to be like, yeah, I don't mind an extra 25% cost on lumber. Absolutely. Let's dive in. Let's start building houses now. No, builders are likely to slow down and housing prices are likely to go up despite rates not coming down. This is boiling up to be a recipe for disaster, everybody. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from a broader market perspective, right? Let's go over and let's look at that. Look, we did not get past that go button yet. We did not get past that go button. All right. So what am I looking for here again? A break of the 200 MA and some kind of consolidation. Some kind of consolidation, right? A break of the 200 MA. A nice little flag, a little lifer vision there, and then up to the upside. That's what I would like to see for Bitcoin here in the near term, to speculate on a reversal. It starts with the 1 minute, everybody. It starts with the 1 minute, and then the 3, and then the 5, and then the 15, and then the hour, right? We play those 200 MA dominoes all day, baby, but look where we rejected, right from the 1 minute 200 MA. Are we about to roll over here? I mean, we could. You could say, hey, boys, crypto, that's a bear flag screaming in your face. Yeah, and it could be. It definitely could be, right? We are not currently in a trade. It is what it is. I do think there's going to be some buy pressure here when looking at that 786 sitting down here at about sitting down here, baby. I don't think that flag's going to break the target. And that's just me speculating. It could completely dump on my face. We could have a mass capitulation event and it just be absolutely over. But I got risk management, baby. I got risk management on my side. Sitting down here at about 81.8, that 786 retracement. That's what I want to see for Bitcoin here in the near term, right? If we are speculating on a long-term bounce, that 786 needs to hold. If not, all you have is that double bottom to save you. After that, toast, baby, toast. It's going to be absolutely disgusting, that kind of reaction that we may get in the near term. All right, diving on in. PMG Corey, I'm glad you relate to me, dude. All top 30 cycle indicators haven't get any signals. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, that's true, right? But I mean, not every signals aren't always accurate. They could be 100% accurate. I could come up with a random signal like right now and it can have a 1 for 1 or a 3 for 3 or a 5 for 5 success rate. And that 5 for 6 one could be the time that it fails, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you know, indicators there's no indicator that's 100% correct. You could argue that the stock to flow model is, but eventually the indicator is likely to fail, right? At some point in time, even if it goes for the next 200 years being successful, it could have a 99.999% success rate over the next 1,000 years for Bitcoin, right? But there's likely going to be a point where it does not flow to scale, right? Okay, think you're on the 1 day. Yep, I don't mean no. All right, they were zoomed out, maybe on the one day. Oh, okay, yeah, you're good, man, you're good. Oh, I gotta change the mode here. Let's see, I gotta change the mode to low latency. That way I could get these chats on time. All right, the price is already insane in Toronto. This market is overheated and ready to pop. Yes, look, nobody thinks, look. Oh, Wanda asking about Ondo. Absolutely, we'll look at Ondo. Look, nobody expects. This is bubbling up to be one of the worst, in my opinion, one of the worst corrections in stock market history. We've never been this high on the S&P and the NASDAQ, right? Let's look at the NQ, right? On the NASDAQ, absolutely crazy. We've never been up here, baby. We've never been up here. Look at this. This is the weekly for the Nasdaq, right? Does this look healthy? This looks paraboly to me. What's the only thing that's going to keep this parabola in check is a moonshot like that. And you're not going to keep going up. What are we going to get, $100,000 Nasdaq? Don't think so. Not likely. We are forming. We are forming bear div. I've been doing that a lot today. Sorry, guys. All right, we are forming, what is it, bear div, right, on the weekly for the Nasdaq. That does not look good, right? And it looks like it's playing out as we speak. We had that swing up in price action here, while what? We had a swing up in price action here, while we have a swing down going on the RSI indicator. That says that we are likely to break this low. Look at that low, everybody, before this high. That's what the bear div is saying on the weekly for the Nasdaq. You know, and Bitcoin hasn't always traded with the Nasdaq, right? And the stock market futures or anything like that. But lately it has, and we don't want to see the Nasdaq start to crumble. If this bear div comes to fruition, you're coming down, you're going to break the daily 200, which you're sitting on right now. Look at that. How many times have we seen bounces off the daily 200? Once since March of 23, a year and a half. Almost 2 years ago. We've never broken this line. We've never closed a candle below this line. You have one touch here. You got two touches, right? You got three touch. I can't use the circle and do the brush at the same time. You guys know what that'll do to me. That'll give me dyslexia, right? And I'll start drawing things I shouldn't be drawing on the charts. You touched it 3 times. You almost touched it here. Now you bounced again. And like the battering ram door, we talk about this all the time. Like when Boys Crypto gets called and he says, hey, you know, someone calls 911 on Boys Crypto and they say, hey, that guy's making too high a leverage trades. He's making too many gains overnight. Like he must be insider trading, and the police come to Boys Crypto's door and I don't let him in because I don't want to let the boys in blue in because I didn't do anything wrong. But the boys in blue say, Boys Crypto, we're coming in, and they start ramming on your door. Boom, boom, boom. How much pounding can that door take before it gives up, right? Like you're in a Russian prison. How much pounding can you take before you give up? One hit, I may get a little crack. The second hit, maybe the window next to my door breaks. The third hit, you get a big crack in the door. The fourth hit, the door cracks in half. And the fifth hit, is that door caving in? The bear's about to come in. The boys in blue about to come in and put their knee on Boys Crypto's neck, right? Like George Floyd, shout out to George Floyd, wherever you are, brother. But just a joke. All right, but that's the reality here. We're testing a support line over and over again. Is this the time it breaks? Well, we don't know. It's held up for a year and a half. But as much as you want to say, oh, that's a super strong support, imagine the market reaction if that super strong support breaks. And that's not what we want to see. We don't have good news in the market right now. We got tariffs up the wazoo, increasing tariffs, no sign of light. It does not look good. We did get this crypto strategic reserve, but if we go into some kind of capitulation, or they start taking away Social Security, which Elon did hint at the other day, how are those people going to live? They're going to have to start selling things. They're going to have to start selling their stocks. They're going to have to start selling their crypto, right? Just to make ends meet. People are going to choose survival over their investment. They're not going to be like, I'd rather starve than sell my Bitcoin. No one's going to say that, right? I get hungry very quickly. And if the only income I had was selling my Bitcoin, I would have to sell a little bit, right? So I can eat, so I can live. It's very important. Make my house payment, right? It's very important. Shout out to Monster Rehab, keeping us alive today, baby. Every time you get a sip, it's the next legal. There's cocaine and then there's Monster Rehab, keeping you hyped up on energy, baby. Never tried cocaine. Don't ever do that, right? Sometimes my gym does look like that. I do have a gym in the garage. There's white powder around everywhere. I promise you, it's chalk. When you're doing push-ups, sometimes you're breathing in a little off the floor, and it does get you a little hyped up, making me wonder what they really did sell me at chalknessmonster.com. But I digress. That's where we're sitting right now for the Bitcoin, or for the Nasdaq, on that daily 200. That's a dangerous zone. This bearish div is screaming on the daily or on the weekly, hey, we're going to crack this. Because we haven't had a lot of bearish divs. We did here, boom, and look how that played out. And now we have a new set of bearish div here on the weekly. Right? We had some bearish div on the daily. That did play out, right? We didn't quite break the target. But now we got bearish div on the weekly, and the time frames are ticking up. And the longer the time frame, the stronger the div, the stronger the confluence that you could have, the stronger the sentiment you could have, being like, okay, weekly bear div, now I got to start thinking, hey, is this it? This bubble will break, everyone. Why? Because we can't stop printing money. And now we're trying to get a grip on the dollar, right? Let's look at the DXY. What does the DXY represent, right? What does the DXY represent? I'll bet it's pumping, baby. I'll bet it's pumping. Why? DXY, baby. DXY. On the weekly, no, we're kind of dumping. It is what it is. The daily, and a little bit of a flaggeroonie here. Okay, I can see that, but we're above the daily 200. This is Donald Trump's goal, to strengthen the dollar again. He needs a strong dollar, right? That's what it appears that he's after, and he's gonna get it, right? If we do have a collapse in commodities and stuff, think about it. If you have a collapse in commodities, right, and you have a collapse in the stock market, think about it like in terms of your dollar. This is going to moon through the roof. Right? The strength of the dollar, because you're going to be able to purchase so much more with a single dollar. But with that being said, if you're held in these risk-on assets, and the stock market, right, arguably risky, it's been safe. Everybody says, oh, the stock market's safe. Yeah, until the 2008 or 2001 dot-com bubble. I'm kind of digressing off the point, but those are my thoughts when it comes to like a crash. We are so overextended right now on the weekly for like we're overextended so much on the NASDAQ, on the S&P, on this weekly time frame. That's crazy, right? This back here, this was COVID, right? This was the crash of 2022. That was a crash. You could say that, but man, we are so high right now. Look, we have in 10 years, where are we at? 2025? In 10 years, we have 8x'd on the NASDAQ. To me, right, I was alive 8 years ago. It didn't feel like the economy got 8 times stronger. It just didn't, right? It doesn't. Oh, I had a little bit of puberty moment there. Right? You get that Adam's apple going. Oh, baby. But that's kind of my rant when it comes to the stock market. Where we're at, this could be the top, everybody. This could be the top of that. I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to tell you guys what my honest opinions are here for the NASDAQ. This is a dangerous spot to be sitting on. Or it could be, it could be a great buying opportunity. Every time we've hit this line is a great buying opportunity. There's the crossroads for you, everybody. There's the crossroads. We are at it, baby. We are at it. We weren't up here, right? we weren't up here. We weren't at a crossroads anywhere. Here we're at a crossroads. Here we're at a crossroad. We got to break up. Here we at a crossroad. We got to break up. But now we have so much negative economic news going on. It could be troublesome for the NASDAQ here. And we need to hope and pray that Bitcoin can at least hold its ground if the NASDAQ does decide to dump. Unlikely, right? Unlikely. All right, diving on into the chat. What do you guys think about? How you guys feeling? Wanda, I didn't forget you, Wanda. Thank you being one of the OG first supporters. I appreciate you. Always in the chat here, lighting it up. Let's look at Ondo for Wanda. Ondo, one of my favorite projects in the game, baby, in the game. Looking so good. It was looking so good. Oh, Ondo, what are you doing, baby? We had a nice full candle body close, and this looks like everything. Every chart looks like this right now. You can take your chart, I don't care what altcoin you're in, and tell me it doesn't look like that. You had a massive bullish engulfing candle on the daily. It was looking really good going into the crypto reserve, and then we got this tariff announcement. We had a bearish engulfing candle, right? Well, not a bullish. We had a bearish engulfing candle, and now we have a horrible start to the day. That's where we're sitting, everybody. Now, something that it rears its head in crypto all the time. False move Monday. False move Monday. For those of you who don't know, which I often don't because I'm on the night schedule, it is Tuesday, right? It is Monday. It's Monday today, baby. And oftentimes, or late Monday going into Tuesday, oftentimes the move we see on Monday is not it's often an overreaction in the direction that the stock market is not going to move, or Bitcoin is not going to move that week. So usually, if on a Monday, right? Let's go back to the last Monday. Did we get it? Let's see. We had Monday. Yeah, you can't really tell on the daily. But on Monday during New York session, there's a lot of times where we have a negative, a drop in price. And then the rest of the week will pump. Whereas on Monday, if you get a pump, you get a drop in price the rest of the week. There's a lot of uncertainty going on into this week. Why we had these big, massive, let's look at the economic calendar that we got pulled up yesterday. Shout out to whoever pulled that out on us yesterday, because we did not pull that up before Monday. Economic calendar, baby. Friday is going to be a huge day, a big colossal day for crypto. We got Donald, and this isn't listed on here, but Donald Trump speaking at the crypto roundtable at the White House, baby, on the same day as Jerome Powell speaks. We got the Fed chair Jerome Powell at 12:30 p.m. Jerome Powell coming out and giving us the sauce on inflation, right? We're going to be looking at tone. We're going to be looking at the questions that the reporters decide to ask him. Hopefully they ask smart questions, right? And that we could get a fair analysis of where we think the money printing is going, when we think the money printing is going to start in the future. Because right now it's priced in at about early next year, late this year, like December timeframe, the early next year, January, February. The way it's looking with these tariffs, everybody, if the Fed does not step in and start printing money, we could get a pounding, right? We can. If the Fed does not start printing money, this isn't going to hold up. In my opinion, it doesn't look like it's going to hold up. Every time we've been back here, we've been in a quantitative easing environment, right? This was back in 24. This was August of 24. This was September of 24, just a couple of months ago. And we were in an environment where we were printing money out the butt, right? But now we are in a tightening, a quantitative tightening. The last time we had such a strict stance on inflation was 2008 and the dot-com bubble, where we just said, yeah, no more rate cuts, no more rate cuts. You had, and it was a disaster, right? You had rates going through the roof, housing prices going through the roof. People couldn't afford anything. It was a disaster, right? And then you eventually led to that stock market crash, the housing market crash and everything in 2008. Everybody was freaking out. It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse this time. There's so much more money in the market. We are 8 times higher than we were just 10 years ago. And on average, you have a stock market correction every 12 years. It's been since 2008. Since 2008, we had 17 years? Is my 5th grade math sticking with me? 17 years since the last stock market crash? I'm done being bearish, everybody. I'm speculating on a bullish bounce tonight. But you gotta keep that on your radar, right? Going into the upcoming weeks here, because this is the daily. This is the daily. We've never been this close. We rarely get this close to the daily 200. We're oversold, right? We're not getting any major div here. I mean, the Stokes are pointing up, but we're gonna need some good news coming in this week. If we don't get something to stimulate the stock market, people are gonna start hitting the abort button. All right, diving in. Let's dive in. Hey, PMG Corey, thank you for being here. Stooge, what's going on, man? Hey, first time seeing you in the chat. Shout out to you, man. What's going on, brother? Stooge thinks equity's been overpriced for a while. Not sure why Bitcoin and crypto are getting smashed so bad. They're just more speculative assets, man. They really are. They're not. You want to say that crypto is established? I think Bitcoin is, right, but it's still a lot more risk on than the Nasdaq. I do acknowledge that. Am I wrong thinking crypto reserve make Bitcoin even more scarce and drive the price up? No, I agree with you, man. That's why I think this bull market isn't over. This bull market is not over. We need clarity on Friday. We need to know where this money is going to come from, right? When the government decides to start buying, if they're going to start buying, it could just be the Silk Road Bitcoin that was seized, back throughout the years, right? 70,000 Bitcoin or so. We could just decide not to sell it, because legally the government does need to sell it according to the Department of Justice right now. So that's what this reserve will do. It prevents you from having to sell that Bitcoin. That's what we really want to see. But we ultimately want to see that Bitcoin held and the U.S. start purchasing. They want to purchase 200,000 Bitcoin a year for the next 4 years. That is almost 5% of the supply. That would be a massive leg up for the United States, especially at these prices, right? That's what we really want to see coming out of Friday. We need to get some clarity from President Trump when he speaks at that roundtable. Super important. That's a huge big deal on the macro. All right, back to Ondo, right? Falling below that daily 200 SMA. Now, am I bearish for Ondo? Yes, I have to be, right? Under the daily 200 SMA, I tell you guys, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm bullish for Ondo, but it's below the 200. It's below the 200, everybody. Call it as it is. I'm bearish for Ondo right now. Do I see lower? Well, yeah, it's definitely possible, right, that we come down and retest these bear market lows. This is one of my holds, right, throughout the entire bull market. I think I personally did a video on Ondo. I think this is going to be a massive player in the space. I really do. In real world assets, Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, he manages trillions and trillions in assets, the biggest asset manager in the world. He loves this project. He thinks the next big thing is tokenization. I'm on board with Larry Fink, baby. I'm on board with Larry Fink. This is a flag here that looks to be playing out. A cup and handle. We talked about this. We got our cup, right? Did you guys like that in the last video? How I put the cup as like one of those jock strap. I don't want to say jock strap things, but like one of those things you used to put in the football cup, right? When you get tackled underneath the pile, and then the cup would slip over your left nut and start putting pressure on you. That'd be really awful. You would one of your gonads would start turning black, and you'd be screaming underneath the pile. But your buddy Grayson doesn't get off on top of you because he's a little larger. Shout out to you, Grayson. I love you, man. And, your buddy William doesn't get up on top of you, and you got about 300 pounds of nice sweaty linebacker on top of you while your cup is sliding over your left testicle, cutting off blood flow, and you're worried that you're gonna have to get it removed. It's gonna take away your testosterone, baby. You don't want to take away your testosterone because then you're not gonna be able to bench as much much, and you're not going to be able to hold your own on the football field, baby. That's not what we want to see here. That's not what we want to see here. I have no idea how I got off on that tangent. Boom, baby, cup and handle. Oh, the cup, baby, the cup. The cup and handle looking to break to the upside. I do want to see that. Now, we were speculating on the 786 holding for Ondo. From the swing low here to the swing high, baby, we are still in that golden pocket. Let's zoom on in here. The 786 currently sits at about 87 cents, right, for Ondo. That's what I'm looking at. You could say that's from this wick right here, that absolute swing low right there. But if you take it from here, you're sitting and you bounce where? Right off the 786. Let's clear this up and make it look a little nicer, baby. Let's clear it up and make it a little nicer. How do you draw your fib? You pull it from the recent swing low to the swing high. I use the wicks. Some people don't like using the wicks. I love using the wicks, baby. All right, so we're going to zoom in here and see where we're at. We're right above the 786 for Ondo, and it seems like that region is holding right now. That's good in the near term. I don't like how the stochastics are curving. Not my favorite. I'm not seeing any major div. Why were we feeling so good about an altcoin bounce, right? We did zoom in on the 8 hour and we had massive 8 hour bull div. Those higher time frame div, it does like to play out. It loves it, baby. It loves it. We had a swing down on price on the 8 hour, right? And this was every altcoin under the sun, it felt like the other night. Well, we had that swing up in price action. That bull div did play out, because what did that bull div tell us? That bull div told us that we were going to break this high before we broke this low. Sure as crap, we broke that high massively, right? With that news. News or not, everybody, the charts will act independently of news. News or not, boom, to the upside. We got that 8 hour bullish divergence, did play out, and now we're, sinking down. That div is now out of the question, So we don't need to look at that anymore, but that we did get that response, right? And we took some massive trades on that. Check those out over on Boys Crypto 102 on X if you guys are interested. All right, diving on in. Oh, hey, Stooge, thank you for those thoughts, man. Thank you for those thoughts. Thanks, boys. Joining from Austin, first time. Great show, lots of energy. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I bring all the energy to crypto, baby, with the help of Monster Energy. Oh, my can-do attitude, my bullishness. I am ready to go for this bull market, baby. I went over why this bull market isn't over the other night. It's not over, everybody. When is Boys Crypto's cutoff for the bull market? I'm glad you asked, Random Citizen. Let's dive in. Where is Boys Crypto's cutoff? We already talked about this, right? But if we break this low, that's it for me. That's it. That says, hey, we're done. We're done for the near term, right? And until we get above, until we create a higher low, I'll be speculating on shorts all the way down until we do a what? We start creating, we make a low, we make a high. We make a low, whoop. We make a low, we make a high. Short, low, high. Short, low. Short's gonna get, I'll speculate on a short, it'll get stopped out. We create a high, and then I'll long at the next high or low. That is market structure for you in and of itself, using those fibs. That's how I will be trading on the macro, right? And I know that's over extrapolated right here, but that's how you trade. You make a lower low, and then you're like, okay, we made a lower low. I understand. Now we got a lower high. Where's that likely to come in? In the golden pocket, 618 to 786. We'll take a short all the way down, right? And we'll take profits along the way, and we'll look for our next low. We get a rejection, right? At some point, some way, shape, or form back here, right? Some rejection at this prior support level. We look for a next short at the next swing high, and then we go down. We take profits, and then we're gonna get our swing high. We're gonna get stopped, likely. We're gonna get stopped, right? Or we'll move our stop to break even, right? We'll move our stop to break even. We get that swing high, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're bullish, but we're not gonna chase these green candles, everybody. We're gonna wait for the next higher low at the 618, 786, and that's gonna form what's likely going to be a cup and handle, and we'll get out of here, baby. We'll get out of here. That is ideally like what you want to see whenever you're switching from bullish to bearish. Look what happened back here. We cracked the 200 MA. Let's zoom in here on the weekly and see what we got. Man, do I have cancer today? Do you guys see that? Do I have cancer in there? Woo! Don't look at my weird shaped uvula. It is shaped a little weird. All right. Bear market, right? Bear market back here in 2022. Disaster. You saw Bitcoin down here at $15,000. Horrible, right? We started forming what? The cup and the handle. I don't know if this came down to the 618, but this is likely how it happens. You get a cup and a handle forming here on the weekly. You got a cup, right? And this was your handle. Though it was a sharp drop down, you could speculate, okay, we broke market structure. We have a lower high, a lower low. What is this here, everybody? That's your first, this is a higher high, right? You didn't make a higher high, a higher low. I mean, you could argue that, but that's your first higher high. when you make that higher high, you can assume that people are going to have long positions down here in their golden pocket, right? And we came down almost exactly where are we at here? Boop, 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 boop. Almost exactly to 618. It got front ran, right? And that could happen too. It got front ran and boom, to the upside. You never look back. You never look back. That's how the bear market turned around. We cracked that daily 200 MA, right? Let's see where it is. Whoop. We cracked that daily 200 MA, baby, and we were gone. We cracked that daily 200 MA, come back down. That's where we got the bounce. That daily 200 MA served as support, and boom, baby, to the upside, that 618 bounce, and we never look back, right? So we have to think about, is this not what we're looking at right now? I hate to say it. I hate to say it, right? But what if we make some kind of cup and handle here? We come up, test it as resistance, right? And this is why we have to draw our fibs, because this macro, on the macro, can happen. From our swing high to swing low, right? We did have a micro 786 retrace from this swing high, right? But if you pull from the macro, we're gonna have resistance between here and all the way up to $102,883. Because on the macro, this is still your 786 to the upside, right? If we flip this over, that looks like a cup and handle. Boom, cup. Handle, baby. Cup handle 786 and boom to the upside. So we are at a crossroads, everybody. We are at a crossroads, and we'll be tracking that every single night here with you guys. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's jump into the fun stuff, baby. Let's jump into the fun stuff. I'm done on my Bitcoin /NASDAQ / cup over testicle rant. Let's dive into these altcoins that have been absolutely bent over the barrel and shown the 50 states. Shout out to horrible bosses, Ted Lasso, right? Ted Lasso, baby. Let's dive in and see what altcoins we are looking at. Ondo not looking so hot. A lot of the charts are going to look very, very, very similar. We need to get back over that 200 MA for Ondo Wanda. That is what I'll be looking at for Ondo. I'm not speculating on any altcoin trades right now until Bitcoin Dom just starts to div. I was liking the altcoin trades, and we took some altcoin trades the other day off that daily bullish divergence. But right now, the alts have just been absolutely plastered compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to hold its footing. When Bitcoin catches its footing / gets a rebound, this will turn green very, very quickly on the daily. We've seen this yesterday, right? When we were on the stream, all green, baby, all green. And then we had all red. And then we had all green the day before. These have been some massive swings. This is not an easy market to navigate, everyone. This is not an easy market to navigate. All right. Here we go, everybody. Here we go into the chat. PMG Corey, what's going on? Andrea Ferrell, hey, what's going on? Been a long time, friend. Thank you for jumping on in. Shot that Snapchat advertisement, everybody. Got to get the word out. Thank you for jumping on in. Feel free to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'm excited to see you. I'll have to catch up sometime. All right, Wanda, yeah, thank you. Absolutely. That was a look at Ondo. Cardano, baby. We did release a video yesterday on Cardano. Cardano absolutely making a moonshot after it was announced on that strategic reserve from Donald Trump, right? On that tweet yesterday, we got Cardano, XRP, and Solana all being added to the strategic reserve. What a moonshot, baby. This was a 63% candle on Cardano, holding up better than a lot of the rest of the market. It really is. This kind of candle was so dangerous to chase, and this is why I say never chase those big green dildos, right? You never chase those big green dildos. Look at what happened after that 63% moonshot to the upside. We had a retracement of 34%. What does that mean? If you were on 3x leverage or higher, you were liquidated. You weren't stopped. You were liquidated. You lost your entire trading position if you got in up here, right? That was a disaster. And you know what? We could pull our fibs from up here. This doesn't look good on the macro, everybody. I'm telling you. Where'd we come? Where'd we come like go to, not come like you guys are thinking. Where'd we come? We went right to that 786. Boop, 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 right to that 786, and we got that rejection, that harsh rejection. Let's flip this upside down. Tell me this doesn't, I know this looks horrible. This looks so bad, but I'm just speaking the charts here, and I'm not talking about news. I'm not talking about overall bullishness of the market, but does this not look horrible? Does this not look like a cup and handle to you? A cup handle, 786 retracement, and boom. Yeah, that candle is absolutely crazy. 63% candle. You don't see that in the stock market every day, baby. You don't see that in the stock market every day. But that's what we're looking at for Cardano here. Yeah, it doesn't look good on the macro. Let's dive in and see what Cardano's looking like. Looking pretty okay, you know, sitting above that 3-hour 200 SMA. Where's the 4-hour at? Boop. We're sitting above the 4-hour 200 SMA. Now, if you're trading on the small time frames and you're like, hey, I think Bitcoin's done, You know, you can pull your 786 from here. You can pull your fib. Look at that candle. These are 4-hour candles, everybody. Look at all the rest of the 4-hour candles and look at boom, boom, boom to the upside. A massive, massive day for Cardano there. So you can pull your fib from swing low to swing high here. And you're currently sitting in the golden pocket above the 4-hour 200 SMA. Cardano looking a little stronger than the rest of the market. The rest of the market is sitting beneath where it was yesterday. Is Cardano? No. Cardano is not. Cardano was trading down at 66 cents yesterday, currently trading at 80 cents. That's still a massive gain on yesterday if you got on spot. Congrats to you, right? But Cardano going on a moonshot all the way up to about $1.20, coming back on this retracement. Now you could say, hey, this is a bigger cup handle, right? You could speculate on that. If you're speculating on bullishness for Cardano going here in the near future with that strategic reserve coming into play, I promise you on Friday, everybody, it looks like we are going to get some massive clarity in the space. That's what the market loves, clarity. It doesn't matter if it's good news, bad news from the president, what coin he says, it doesn't matter. We hate this uncertainty. We don't know where the money's coming from. We don't know how the United States is going to invest. We don't know if the other countries are going to come on board. We don't know if this trust is restored in the government. You know, a lot of the states are saying, hey, no to the Bitcoin reserve. There are states that are saying no. It still has to get past legislature. So that's what we're looking at here in the near term for Bitcoin. This upcoming week is going to be so important. If you did nothing this upcoming week, if you said, I'm out of the charts, I'm not looking at it until Friday, that would be okay. That would be totally okay and acceptable because that's the day you're going to get clarity. Everything else before then is nonsense because if we get something massive on Friday, like we start printing money, if the ideal scenario, we start printing money again and Trump decides to back off on the tariffs, right, over the course of these next few days, the tariffs start in just a couple minutes, 35 minutes, everybody, until tariffs start, baby. That is going to be absolutely massive, right? Markets may respond to that. We'll see. But yeah, we got that. I'm looking at this golden pocket, 618, 786 retrace for Cardano, bouncing off the 706 right there, holding above the 4-hour 200 MA, looking good. We're still playing 200 MA dominoes, right? We're above the 3, we're above the 4. Where's the 2 at? We're probably below the 2, huh? No, we're above the 2. Where's the 1? We're above the 1. We're above the 30. We're above the 15. No, we're not. We're below the 15. So the 15 and the 30, you're going to play ping pong in there until you don't, right? This still is giving me bear flag vibes, everybody. This is giving me bear flag vibes. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Why am I getting bear flag vibes on the 30 here? Look at the stochastics. We're overbought on the stochastics, saying that we're losing momentum. This, to me, is likely to break to the downside for Cardano. Especially as it has ran a little harder than the rest of the market. This bear flag, I think, is a lot more likely to play out on Cardano. With that being said, we are forming some massive bull div on the bigger time frames, right? We are forming some massive bull div. Let's look at the 30 here. Look at this bull div forming. Come on, baby. Come on, Trading View. Don't want to have to go and talk to that Comcast guy, even though it's my Trading View skills. Come on, baby. All right. We are getting a massive, massive bull div here on the 30. That swing down is massive, while we only have a slight swing down here on the RSI, saying that bulls may be coming to take a little back here. Makes sense as we're coming down into the golden pocket, right? So that's what I'd be looking at for Cardano, looking relatively strong compared to the rest of the market. But if Bitcoin decides to take a rollover here, if these bear flags do start to play out, it is very, very likely that Cardano starts breaking some of these 200 MAs and start heading further to the downside. And what's so dangerous about that for Cardano is when 200 MAs break, it's a bearish signal, but you're going to get so many in a row here. Look, 4, 3, 2, they're all right. They're overlapping each other. They're all right there at the same point. So you could argue that's a strong area of support. But what do we talk about supports? When they break and they're all overlapping each other like that, it can be a very violent drop to the downside, right? Just as Cardano has had 60% pumps, you could have 50% dumps on Cardano just like that, right? Just like here. 30%, yeah, 30% drop in a day. Insanity. It's been insanity in the market, everybody. It's been very tough to make some money here. It has been. They haven't made it easy on us, but we've been standing true here, everybody, at the Boys Crypto family, showing everything on X. Join me at Boys Crypto 102 on X for all my trades, entries, exits. Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, diving in. Let's see, Stooge, yeah, thanks for those thoughts, man. I appreciate it. Why don't we look at ADA? Trump will send the market when Jerome Powell is going to dump. Yeah, hey, Jerome Powell does need to start turning on the money printer again, and Trump is adamant about that. Usually, whenever we have tariffs that are as massive as we are, they've always gone hand in hand with money printing. If we don't have the money printer on, and tariffs start to hit, like it does not look good for the economy. And that's what the markets are saying today. It said, hey, a lot of people are jumping ship on the NASDAQ. Nvidia was down 10% today, the biggest company in the United States. Wow, what a monstrous move for even stocks, right? So we think crypto dropping 10% was bad, right? Or Bitcoin dropping 10% was bad. It's not, right? Usually when we get a stock market collapse like that in a single day, we get massive drops on Bitcoin. Yeah, 20, 30%. We've seen it in the past, but Bitcoin's held up relatively strong. And you could argue, yeah, it's because Bitcoin's been beaten down, and it has, but you know, that's just my mindset. Bitcoin held up relatively well comparatively to the stock market. All right, everybody, drop your thoughts, drop your altcoins in. Let's go over what you guys want to go over. I'm super excited to go over your altcoins. Tell me whether you're bullish, bearish. What are your favorite coins? What do you want to look at? Man, I did see something that took an absolute bend over today. Virtuals protocol. What happened to Virtuals? Continues its rip to the downside. Oh my gosh, Virtuals breaking through this triangle to the downside. We had a fake out breakout. We did get that breakout, got above the 200 MA, rolled over with Bitcoin. That was a disaster. That breakout did serve you well. We did take a Virtuals trade that was massively up in the profit, and we got out back here on the second, whenever that was, earlier yesterday. Or Virtuals, no, we were in AIXBT on Virtuals, right? Also made a very similar move, now down below its lows. That was a crazy move for the AI space, but AI continues to bleed as uncertainty in the market ticks up. Look at this thing going on price discovery to the downside, essentially on the perpetuals. But this thing is way older than this, but it's just got released on TradingView not too long ago. But yeah, Virtual's not looking good, You do have Daily Bull Div saying, hey, this is likely to turn around, but Daily Bull Div hasn't saved you so far. You got a little bit of a reaction off of it there, but you need, if you're going to make a lower low, oh my gosh, puberty's sneaking up on me, everybody. How many times has puberty snuck up on you guys in the worst times? I'll tell you. All right, so we got one. Yeah, you have to speculate, right? If you're bullish for Cardano or Virtuals, you need a shoulder head, right shoulder to form here in order to get out. Yeah, we need some bullish news or something in the AI. We need bullish news here, and we need it now. Either bullish news or a reaction by the bulls. It seems like Virtuals, the holders, and these guys got in at like 5-6 cents. Everybody, this was a project that was 5-6 cents a year ago. So you know, it's not. I don't blame the people jumping ship on Virtuals, but I believe this is going to be one of the biggest coins in the space going into the future. AI is the next big thing. That's one of my hot narratives. I don't personally hold any Virtuals as of right now, but I am going to add into my bag, especially at these prices. I may even look at getting some here, but I'm going to start limiting in as we come down to these lower prices. If we do go on that price discovery to the downside, it's really hard to stand by alts, everybody, right now. Even my Ondo position, I'm like, yeah, you know, Ondo and Chainlink getting absolutely destroyed today. What in the world happened? All right, let's dive in. Hey, we got some chats coming in. Thank you. Christoph DN, what's going on? You think we already entered the bear market and no alt season will come? Solana and Trump coin. Yeah, we'll look over Solana and Trump coin. Oh, you got to get me on my Trump coin rant. Hey, look, Solana, one of the coins that was added to the Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? I always look at the perpetuals contracts as we're leverage traders here, mostly on this channel. I go over leverage trading. That's what I like to do. So that's why I'm always looking at the perpetuals contracts, a little different than price, usually by $1 or $2 on these assets that are around $100. On Bitcoin, it could range from 20 to $30. It just depends on the kind of fees and stuff and the funding rate and things that you're going to pay whenever you're trading contracts. But it's essentially the same price, right? All right. Solana going on a moonshot yesterday, you know, and you could say, hey, that wasn't a higher high, man. Look at that. By the wicks, you double top there. I don't like that. You know, I don't. What you need right here is a bounce off the golden pocket, which you're probably sitting in right now. You may have even came below. Yeah, you're sitting below the golden pocket, maybe right on that 786. Yeah, you're below the golden pocket. You were not able to hold that support successfully. You bounced off the 886. That's okay. But yeah, if Bitcoin doesn't hold up, Solana is going to get absolutely beaten down, just like every other asset that was added to the crypto reserve, XRP, everything. Solana, I do think Solana. Look, I think Solana is a good project. But with that being said, ever since the release of Trump Coin, everybody's been like, you know. Do we trust the network, right? Can you trust a network that continually launches rug pulls? It launched Libra, it launched Melania, which were tied to the same creator wallet, crazy, right? And it launched Trump Coin, all of which people argue have been rug pulls, and there's been plenty more rug pulls than that on the space. Haktua coin, right? Hakatua. Here we go, ready? Oh no, I'm not gonna do that in front of you. Hawk Tua, spit on that thing, right? Hawk Tua. I know you guys are doing that, right, in your homes. I'm the straightest guy in the world, I promise, straight as an arrow. All right, diving on into Trump coin. Trump coin probably looking the same as the rest of the tokens. Solana needs a bounce. Trump coin needs a bounce. I haven't been a fan of Trump coin ever since. Look, when you're looking at Trump coin, this looks like a rugger. This looks like a rugger. And Trump coin is what? Does Trump coin make money? No, it does not. Does Trump coin generate fees? No, it does not. Does someone own 80% of all Trump coin? Yes, Donald Trump does. This, to me, screams rug pull. It does. It does. And yeah, it's going to take a little longer with Donald Trump being president. What happens to this when Donald Trump's out of the office? And he will be in 3 years. And I'm a Trump fan. Don't get me wrong, right? I voted for Trump. Like, vote for Trump. Yeehaw. That's what, in Texas, right? In Texas. But, I'm not sparing my political beliefs. Just saying that, whatever. But, this was a slap in the face to the entire crypto space. Tell me how this ran up to $75 and we had a massive sell-off like that. It was a massive pump and dump. Melania trading under $1 when it pumped to 12. Imagine how much money they made off this thing. And when the reporter asked, I go over this every day, I feel like. This is my rant of the century. When the reporter asked, hey, Mr. President, do you plan on releasing financial products that benefit yourself? And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're talking about my Trump meme coin that I released it, but is it doing well? Yeah, I would know if I made $2 billion overnight. I promise you guys, I would be doing really, really well. And I would know about it. There's no way that he made that amount of money. He made like 40 billion, or it was, I don't know how much his wallet was worth, but by fully diluted market cap, including what was locked up, he made billions with a B, baby, in 24 hours, or it was in 48 hours. He made more money than all presidents in U.S. history have combined in 2 days. In 2 days, he made more money than all presidents have in U.S. history in 2 days. Insane, right? Insanity, right? I'll get on that rant all the time. But this is Trump coin, right? This is Trump coin. I'm not going to hate on the coin. Let's look at the charts. Right? You got to dive in on the smaller time frames here, and you got to acknowledge it is what it is. Memes are going to get destroyed if Bitcoin does not pick up here. And what I am seeing here, you did get a little bit of a pumperoonie. You're below the 786. I could tell just by looking. Let's pull it up right here. I don't want my eyes to deceive me. I'm not eating enough carrots, right? You're bouncing off the 886. Memes do that, right? It is what it is. But you're testing lows. You've never been here, man. You've never been here. You're testing lows that you haven't seen since the release of the coin. The coin's only traded here for a few hours of its life. Maybe an hour, 2 hours of its life. Ever. It's been at these prices. Ever. It hasn't been here, right? Okay, you could argue here, yeah, you traded here for about 8 hours a day. So let's say the coin has been at these prices for less than 12 hours of time total in the entire asset's history. So that is absolutely crazy. So you're in this point where you could really start going on price discovery, but to the downside, right? This is still a meme coin. We typed it into anti-rug the other day. It got like a 50% safety score. We had things that were new coming out, getting safety scores better than that. Absolutely crazy capitulation for the Trump coin. You hate to see it. I just think this was a slap in the face to the crypto market. And you know what I would love to hear? And you know what America is owed, baby? You know what America is owed? An explanation. And I hope we get that. On Friday. I really do. Maybe that turns my opinion around on Trump coin. But Solana getting absolute heat, allowing these pump and dumps to happen, allowing celebrities to get rich off of. Americans lost $800 million. $800 million was lost by the American public during that dump. Crazy. How many people do you know have made money with Trump coin? Congratulations if you made money on Trump coin. But the majority of people bought in at that $50, $60, $70 range and got dumped upon by creator wallets, which, who knows who they were tied to, but I promise you, it looks like it could be the Trump family. They don't dive into that. I'm just speculating, man. What you need is this cup and handle to play out here off the 886. That's what you need, brother. I'm just being honest with you, right? And you could completely disagree with me. I value you disagreeing. If you disagree. Be like, no, Boys Crypto, you're wrong. Prove me wrong. Show me a chart that tells me that this is not a disaster right now, right? Show me a chart that tells me that this is not a disaster for Solana, for Trump coin, right? Look at that massive pump. And when Solana went to its all-time high, this was on the release of Trump coin. Why did this pump happen? because of Trump coin, because you couldn't buy Solana, you couldn't buy Trump coin with cash. You needed Solana or Jupiter to do it. Jupiter pumped the same way and dumped, now looking at lows that it hasn't seen since its inception, right? So, and I'm bullish on Jupe. I love Jupe, right? I think it's a great project. But Solana and Jupiter both pumped massively on the release of Trump coin. This might have been Trump coin right here. I can't remember. Trump coin, Melania coin, or this may have been Melania coin. I don't know, but we had a pump both times. Both of those projects came out because they were released on the Solana platform. You needed Solana to purchase these coins, everybody. So that's what that's why there's a lot of shade in the space right now. Can we really trust Solana? That's something that you'll have to ask for. That's something you're gonna have to answer for yourself. But there's a lot of hate on the project as a whole. It's inflationary, right? More Solana gets printed, as infinite supply. It has inflation. That's why its market cap was the same when we had a lower market cap when Solana went to an all-time high because of the inflation of the Solana network. It just is what it is, man. It's just a project. I think it can definitely rebound. I think it will rebound with the crypto strategic reserve announcement. But we need clarity, baby, clarity. That's what we're looking for on Friday. All right, diving in a little more in the chat. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for dropping that. I really appreciate you being active in the chat. Do I think alt season is gone for the year? Drop your questions, everybody, in the chat. I love going over all this stuff. I love having discussions. You guys are legends. Yeah, alt season. Let's see. Let's look. Nothing says that we need to get an alt season, but there are signs. There are signs, right? There are signs that say, hey, we may be getting close. And what are those signs, right? Well, on Bitcoin dominance, we are seeing a massive bear div on the weekly, right? We went over this. We have a swing up in price action while we have a swing down on the RSI on the weekly. That's my first sign saying, hey, before we break this high, we're gonna break this low. So, boys, weekly bear div has gotten defined before. Yeah, it has. But look at this. Let's zoom out a little. Let's zoom out a little bit, right? So we have weekly bear div. Let's start checking the boxes, right? We already broke the daily 200 MA once, showing weakness, right? We since got back above. We have a shooting star pattern. That's 2. Tops often come with shooting star patterns, right? If we look back, shooting star, right? There was a shooting star right there. Shooting star, right? And you can zoom in and see those shooting. I bet that was was it a shooting star? I don't know. No, not quite a shooting star there. But tops often come with shooting star patterns. Shooting star, that's check 2. Zooming out on the weekly. Let's look at this, baby. What do we do every day on this channel? We pull our fibs. We pull our fib. We fib. I don't know how that song goes. You guys could help me out in the chat. All right, so diving in, we got our bearish 618-786 golden pocket that we're dropping in right now. We wicked into it, right? We'll flip this around. We can flip this around. And even if this looks like a cup and handle on the weekly, does it not? You got your cup. You got your nice cup. And you got your handle, right? You got your handle. You're coming down into that area where assets love to bounce on the cup and handle, right? And this would be a moonshot to the upside. Flip it back to normal, right? Not inverted. This looks like you can absolutely nuke to the downside for Bitcoin dominance. That would be the alt season of your life, brother. That would be the alt season of your life. So if you're saying, hey, not you, but if people are saying, oh, Bitcoin's going to just take over the world, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, well, you got some hurdles to get over, brother, and you're standing right at them. That's like saying, hey, can you run a mile? Get over this brick wall before you start, brother. Get over this brick wall with, snakes on the other side. Yeah, maybe I could do it, if I get lucky and I don't get bit or I don't get smacked, by the wall in the other direction. But that's what we're looking at. We're running right into that brick wall with our 2009 Toyota Corolla base model with the windows that you could barely crank. You're using those hand crank windows and somebody tries to talk to you at the passenger side, and then you have to reach over the center console and do this really weird, awkward thing, while the crossing guard's looking at you, wondering what you're doing, but your friend's just yelling at you from the sidewalk. It's a whole disaster, right? So that's what you're looking at here for the inverse cup and handle on Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, looking to break to the downside. You are toasted. You are toasted, man. You have weekly bear div. You're coming in to the 618-786 retracement to the downside out of this cup and handle. I really like what I'm seeing here. Inverse pump, flip this back to the normal side, dump. I think alt season is around the corner. Around the corner. I really, really do. And I'll scream it till I'm blue in the face, and I'm not talking based off of FUD or anything like that. I'm just saying what the charts are saying. If we saw this, right? If we saw this in the Bitcoin price and we were coming up here, you could speculate on shorts up here, coming down to the downside, right? You could speculate on shorts. Why? Because we're coming into the golden pocket and you have weekly bearish divergence. If you start longing an asset when those things are screaming in your face, you're asking to get wrecked. You're asking to get wrecked. So that's where I think we are going to have an alt season. I really do. And I'm not saying it's going to be this week or next week. These candles are 7 days apart, brother. These candles are 7 days apart, but I believe that this weekly bear div will eventually kick in. It hasn't before, right? It hasn't before. But what do we have now? We got that bearish golden pocket that we're falling into to the upside for Bitcoin dominance. This is a massive 2-year uptrend that we've had. Woo, 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 a massive 2-year uptrend that we had, and we did break it since breaking back inside this rising channel right here. This is a massive, we've been here since arguably since February of 23. That's 2 years, everybody. 2 years we've been in this channel, just channeling. We break this to the downside, retest it, and this is alt season, baby. And you could say, hey, we're gonna have, I'm talking about the biggest alt season of your life. What if it's a year long? Why can't it be, right? Why can't it be? Why can't it be a couple, this is the weekly. It could be a sharp drop, or we could just start bear flagging, down to the downside, where while we speculate on more speculative assets, gaining market share. What if these assets, where you think people are going to want to be getting into Bitcoin? Yeah, and they always will, right? But when they start saying, oh, now the United States is getting into XRP, Solana, and Cardano, and look at the prices of those things, look at those market caps compared to Bitcoin, people are going to start analyzing the risk and saying, oh, Bitcoin dominance is falling, and may start selling their Bitcoin for some of the altcoins, right? Like back in 2021, when Bitcoin started to tank and altcoins just went on a moon mission, baby. Or not 2021, 2017. That's what happened in 2020 or 2017. We could get some kind of action like that again. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know how to trade it. And I will say this, I will heed this warning. If Bitcoin gets out of this channel to the upside and retests it, coming up this resistance line, if we get out of this channel and we get a shot up here and we retest this line and we get a bounce, rest in peace, altcoins. Rest in peace, baby. Because what do you got? You got resistance. Woo, got to move the monster. Don't want to spill that on the keyboard right now. My keys be going everywhere. You have this resistance up here, and then what do you have, man? Nothing. All the way up to these upper 90s. Yeah, I don't want to see that. I think that's highly unlikely. Weekly bear div screaming in our face. Let's look at the monthly. Maybe the 2 week has it. The 2 week bullish engulfing candle that closes in 12 days and 20 hours. Okay. That's got time. I like that the stochastics are turning right there. I think there's going to be an alt season. I think it's coming, man. I think it is. And I stand by that on my channel. And if we're here in like a month, let's see. If we're here in 3 months, which we will be bringing this to you every single night, baby, we are going to be breaking down these markets every single night for you. Thank you all for joining. But if we're here in 3 months, you can get back on here and say, my altcoin bag is in the tanker, boys. What in the world? You led me astray. This is not financial advice. This is an entertainment channel, baby. This is an entertainment channel. I am not a financial advisor. Get yourself a financial advisor before making any trade or investment, right? This is a risky asset class. It is, everybody. It's not for everybody. But that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin dominance. I do not think that this bull market is over, baby, when it comes to the altcoins. These may be some of the best prices that we ever get on the altcoins, right? Say I'm right. Here we go. Say I'm right. And we top out here for Bitcoin dominance, right? On the weekly, off this bearish divergence. You will not see these prices again. You will not see these prices again. I repeat, Sui could be a $20, $30 coin. It can be. If we get this altcoin market and you got in at $2, baby, $2.50, everybody's afraid to buy the red, but these are the moves you need to, these are the kind of times where I am personally investing and buying, right? Now, look at this. Let's look at the fear and greed. I'll bet this is a doozy today, baby. We were looking at 34 yesterday, were we not? Were we not looking at 34 yesterday? A massive recovery from that 10 that we saw. 15 in the extreme. Look at this volatility. Last week, extreme fear. We came up to fear. We got a little optimism. And then, boom, nuke to the downside. 15. Everybody's fearing. Why? Because even though we got this strategic reserve news, everybody's freaking out that, oh my gosh, even the strategic reserve, and we're dumping. We're dumping! That's something that we've got to keep in our mind, right? This extreme fear. Now that everybody's panicked and freaking out, right? Coming down to that 786 level for Bitcoin here on our trade. We got our limit buy-in down here rolling over, baby. Come on to us, baby. Come on to us. I want to see the 786 get hit, and we're going to keep this on. Once this hits, I'll let you guys know on X, right at Boys Crypto 102, and we're going to get this bounce to the upside, baby. That's what I'm speculating on. If this 786 does not hold, danger, danger, danger. Danger, 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 stranger danger. It'll be like you're a kid at Disney World, right? And some guy comes up to you looking like Joe Biden trying to grab your hand. You don't want that to happen. Not that it's ever happened to me. All right, so zooming out. Let's look at this gap in the VRVP, right? This gap in the VRVP. Massive low volume, right, on the pump that we got from Trump. That did happen over the weekend as well. We have a Saturday and Sunday in there, don't we? We do have a Saturday and Sunday in here, right, where we did get that massive pump on the weekend, breaking the daily 200. If we break the daily 200 and we break that 786, right, on the macro, baby, you could come down here to $67,000-$70,000, that next high volume node that's sitting here. I don't want to see that for Bitcoin. I don't want to say it's not going to happen, because the likelihood does seem like it's increasing day to day, but these could be some of the most immaculate higher low opportunities. Think of how many people will be scared. I'm done with crypto, no more, right? Ignoring the macro bullish news. Where do you think companies and institutions have their buy orders, baby? They have them layered in. They got them layered in down here. They're just trying to scoop up Bitcoin on the cheap, right? And eventually, like as they're playing chicken with the buy button, this price will reverse, and this gap is still going to be here on the VRVP. It is likely to still be here. It's unlikely we get that amount of volume, right, on the VRVP that quickly, right? It takes time to establish nodes in the VRVP, and a straight nuke through is not going to establish that volume, that area to be tested. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin here. I don't think this bull market's over, man. When would I think this bull market is over? We went over this a little earlier. This bull market to me would be over right here. Right here at about $50,000. We cranked that. Bull market done, baby. Bull market done. We've made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I have to speculate that we're going to make a macro higher low here in the future, right? If we don't break that, if we do that, we're all good to go. It's likely we go up and we pump the higher prices for, we'll staircase up. You staircase up, right? Now, if we don't, and we just absolutely nuke to nothing, we went over this earlier on the stream, back it up a little bit if you guys haven't seen this, but, we make a lower low. We make a lower low, right? And it's not going to look like that. Okay, maybe it looks like that. Anything could happen in crypto. But if we make a lower low, I'll short when we get to that 618, 786 golden pocket to the bearish side, right? I'll take my swing high to swing low and take that profit right, take that trade right up here. A short to the downside, speculating that this bull market is over. I don't care if we get back above this support line. I don't care. That would be a break of market structure, a lower low, and then I would have to speculate on a lower high until either this high got broken or we kept staircasing to the downside. All right, diving in. Wanda, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So both on the same day, massive. Yeah, it's devastating, right? Let's see. Christoph, thank you for jumping in the chat, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. You think we entered the bear market? No, I don't think so. We checked Solana. We checked Trump coin. Do you think altcoin is done for the year? No, I do not. What about the gaming sector, Gala and others? Gaming, I'll be honest. I don't really invest in the gaming sector. I liked SEI. I really did. I know World Liberty Financial just got into SEI. That one's hot in the gaming space. I just don't know a lot about it, and it's not a part of my investing strategy, man. It's just not. I think gaming can do absolute numbers, but it's not going to do numbers if Bitcoin is absolutely tanking, right? It's just not. It's just not. Highly unlikely to me, right? So it's just not a part of my my investment strategy. Shout out to you, man. I hope it works out well for you. I think it can work out well. I'm bullish on a lot of the sectors that are really unique in that way. I think gaming could do a number. It's just not a part of my investment portfolio, and I will be straight up with you on that. All right, let's see. Thank you, Michaela. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. You guys are absolutely awesome. Trying to get the word out here. Yeah, we're definitely trying to get the word out here. Get these subscriber counts up. We're going to do some more giveaways. I think we're going to do one at 250 subs and 500 subs, and then we'll layer it from there. But shout out to you guys. Congratulations, Michaela winning that Solana giveaway the other day. Shout out to you. I hope that is going well for you. Sorry about the dump. All right, so essentially what you're saying is when Bitcoin busts, the alts will get a liquidity rotation. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's possible. It's possible, right? Like when we bottom out on Bitcoin, look, altcoins are more risky than Bitcoin. They just are, period, right? When we get that bounce, people are going to, and Bitcoin starts showing some signs of strength, I think it is highly likely that Bitcoin dominance does start to topple, because you'll have altcoins that are sitting, a lot of them underneath their bear market lows, with Bitcoin rebounding up to that $100,000 region. I think it's likely that we get a liquidity rotation in the alts. I think that's likely. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. This entire market could crash and go to zero. I don't know what's going to happen in the markets, man. I just know how to trade it. So that's what I'm looking at, right? I'm speculating on a higher low here coming in. And on the altcoins, you can look at the same thing. We'll pull up any random altcoin. Let's pull up XRP. XRP, baby. I feel for the XRP army, man. I really do. Getting really optimistic about that strategic reserve, but now you're holding XRP and you're crapping your pants. You're doing what I have to do whenever I have a hard workout and I have to wipe those. I have to scrub those stains out of the pants before I throw them in the dryer, right? You're wondering, is this okay, right? Are we still in a good position for XRP? Let's get some of the monsters. Let's get some of the hype up before we go into one of the greatest assets in the world, according to the XRP army. Yo, guys. Okay, I'm serious. I gotta tell you this. I think I developed a disorder. I started sweating really bad. The other day, I got done with the stream. I looked at myself, and it looked like I just got done running a marathon. It looked like I just got done sitting in the sauna. It looked like I was one of those stock market traders in 2008. They get home to their wives, and they just absolutely lost everything. Undoing the tie, you know, I was sweating everywhere. I thought I was lactating everybody. Nobody called it out on the stream. Nobody said a thing. Nobody said, "Hey, boys, what's wrong with the liquid coming out of your chest?" That would have been something nice to put in the chat, everyone. I'm just saying. When I'm sweating that bad, maybe it was the caffeine. Maybe it was the caffeine coffee. As we were going like both, you know. Don't say anything that's you know in the chat that's inappropriate, everybody, about that. But yeah, I was sweating like crazy, and no one said anything. I was lactating, insane. All right, diving on into the chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hey, we're growing one break at a time. I do think it is likely that we get that liquidity rotation into alts. Let's pull up your random altcoin, right? And you're like, okay, well, where are we likely to drop, right? If Bitcoin does decide to take the nuker to 70,000, right? Already sweating. What in the world? Where do we likely drop, right? And I know nobody wants to say this, right? Tell me this was not a golden pocket retrace for XRP and a rejection. This could have been, you made a higher low, right? You made a lower high, a lower low. You could say that's a higher high. It's tough in the charts right now. It is. You could also be looking at a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm bullish for XRP. We just got in the strategic reserve, baby. I just put a video out on XRP. I'm bullish on it, right? Do I think we can't have retracements? No, I'm not naive to that. I think we can definitely have retracements. These gaps in the VRVP for XRP are massive. Why? Because this pump happened so fast. This was a month. You 6x'd in a month. These gaps in the VRVP are massive. And I'm going to look at targets that nobody wants to talk about. 146, 111, 192. Are we below? No, the daily 200 is sitting way down here, right? But you're probably cracking them on the, yeah, so you crack the, you know, you're sitting below the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. You're probably sitting below all the micros. Yeah, it's 5, 7. You're coming up to the 1. You just got above the 1 on the XRP, right? You got that Adam and Eve, though. I'm not liking that, right? Whoop! You got that Adam and Eve. You got that sharp top with the rounded bottom. This was the top for Bitcoin, right? We called it out on Twitter. We said, hey, this is an Adam and Eve double top. Warning, 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 right? And that did end up bouncing, falling to the downside. We called that up around 94,000, everybody, around 94,000 before we nuked back down to where we are at about 83. Crazy, crazy times. Crazy, crazy times. All right, so yeah, let's look at, yeah, so that's for your altcoins. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? I got to pull my fibs, baby. I got to pull my fibs. I got to pull my fibs. So on XRP, you know, you can pull your fib from low to high. And there's a lot of little reactions that you can pull your fib from in here. And you could say, hey, we bounced off the 786 there. If you're looking at the macro, right? If you're looking at the macro, you can pull your fibs like this, right? And I know nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see XRP come back down to that $1.08. And you know what? A lot of people don't think it's possible. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, Bitcoin went to 60K and came down to 15. If you think something like that will happen again and XRP is going to hold up here because it's the new financial standard, I disagree. Bitcoin needs to hold its ground. Bitcoin, I don't say Bitcoin doesn't need to pump, but Bitcoin needs to catch at 72. If it doesn't and Bitcoin enters the bear market, so will every altcoin underneath the sun. Every altcoin underneath the sun, 90% of them, right? That's what I'm looking at, right? So I'd look at my fibs, right? The 618 sitting at 159. Where the daily 200 MA is does that seem unlikely? You know, that we come down here, we gap through the VRVP. You know, we catch around this golden pocket area with the next high volume node, the 200 MA and the 618. That, I would long that. I would long that if we came down into here speculating, right? I would do something low leverage, 3x or so, right? Speculate. I probably wouldn't even put a stop loss. I'd let it go to, if we fall below $1, it's a wash. Because then I'd have the 786 as protection as well, and probably the 3-day 200 MA. But that's what I'd be looking at for XRP. I'm not saying that we're going down there, but this does not look good, everybody. You can't, look at this shooting star. This does not look good. Flip this upside down. Flip this upside down. Would you not be hyped? Would you not be like, oh, baby, look at this shoulder, head, right shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. The Bears tried to get us, but the Bulls bought it up, baby. We got our neckline. Look at our beautiful neckline here. Woohoo! Our beautiful neckline on XRP. Are we going to break to the upside? These targets are massive. Why are these targets massive? Because this asset has been super volatile, right? And that takes us to where? Right up there. Yeah, it takes you up that 200 MA, man, on the daily. On the 3-day anyway. It takes you way past the daily. So I think XRP is going to catch in here somewhere. We just don't know where. And how would I trade that? I'm not in a short on XRP. Why? I'm bullish, right? I'm bullish about the daily 200 MA. But we get below this neckline and we retest this for the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Baby, watch out. Watch out on your XRP bags. I know people personally that will hold their XRP until the day they die, everybody. Shout out to you guys, Diamond Hands. Has that worked out for Bitcoin? Yes. Is it going to work out for XRP? I have no idea. But I do know this. And there are coins like this. You can't be naive to this. You can't be naive to this. I don't mean to use the word naive in a negative way. We've been here before. Have we not been here before for XRP? And what happened? You were up here at this $3.30 before way back in 2018. And I would tell you that that was way more valuable than XRP now. Why? Because look how inflated we are since then. We have twice the amount of money in circulation, right? And we still did not, we just got to the highs. We have so much more money in circulation. That money chose not to go. But I'm not going to go to that. But what I'm saying is that people held from here up and all the way to the bottom. You need to have an exit strategy, everyone. At least take your initial investment off the table. Okay, look, this has happened before. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but, you know, up all the way down. People held the entire way, and now you're holding. If I was an XRP and I saw this, I can't be, and I held the entire time, I can't be like, well, there's no way it's going back down to the bottom. And you can say this is a big W pattern. And I may be going on a little bit of a rant here, right, everybody? Shout out to you guys sticking here with me. I may be going on a little bit of a rant here, but look at this. You've had these spike ups before. To not take out your initial investment is, to me, in my mind, and my personal risk management strategy, ridiculously foolish. It's foolish. And if you got in down here and you're looking at a 6x, you 6x'd your bag and you don't take out your initial investment, right? I know people that have taken out their initial investment. You know what I say to them? Why? Why am I clapping for them, baby? Because they have no risk. It doesn't matter. If XRP goes to zero, they took out what they put in. So if the XRP falls down here, what are you left with? All your XRP, right? But you took out your initial investment. You de-risked. Right? Even though it's only, if you 6x'd, that would only be about 12% of all your XRP you would have to sell at the top here, right? That would only be about 12%. If you're going to diamond hand it and not give up 12%, you don't make any money in this market until you hit the sell button. You don't. Zero, period. And I'm not saying to sell, but I'm telling you that you don't make money. How do you make money? By providing a good or service or selling something you have. If you don't sell, you get no money. Zero. Right? So you have to have an exit strategy for XRP. Where are you going to get out? Right? Are you taking out a little here? Are you taking out your initial investment? I think it's smart. In the event we run into the bear market, you could be like, wow, man. Imagine if we go into the bear market and you're like, whoo, I'm glad I took out my initial investment. You got into Bitcoin at 20K and you didn't take out your initial investment. You know, I'd be sweating a little right now. You know, but you take profits, right, along the way up. And you're out your 20, you know, you take out a quarter of your position, 20 grand to 80 grand right now, right? You're risk-free on Bitcoin, baby, and you're just left with a bunch of risk-free, and you have that money back in your hand. You know, it's a way to invest. It's just smart investing, in my opinion, everybody. Don't listen to what I'm saying about investing. It's just my opinions. It's just my opinions. But I think the people who, you know, and maybe this just goes to the moon, right? But I don't know what's going to happen. XRP's been getting an absolute moonshot. If you were down here at 40 cents and you were going to tell me, nobody could tell me. I'm telling you, nobody here was gonna on the 28th of October was saying, in a month XRP is gonna be over $3. No one said that. Same thing with HBAR. No one said that. No one expected this pump, right? No one expected that hype from Brad Garlinghouse, the SEC suit getting dropped. Otherwise, you would have had your staircase up. You had a massive rally. All right, I'm done ranting about that. All right, back into the chat. So essential what you're saying. When Bitcoin goes bust, the alts will get a... Yeah, okay. So, hey, Unreal Designs, thanks for jumping into the chat, man. Hey, I appreciate you being here. One of the OG supporters, one of the earliest. I appreciate you being here. APT to the moon, baby. APT, a top 10 next cycle. I don't know a lot about the project. I'm not going to lie to you, but we'll dive into APT. Let's look at the charts. Let's see how we're doing for APT. We're looking at future crypto, baby, crypto. Perpetuals on the con. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. All right. Look, APT, you're looking at, this is the weekly, and it's had some pumps, it had some dumps, right? Struggling with the rest of the altcoins. Most of your altcoins look like this, right? There are very few altcoins that don't look like this, that are APT sitting below where it was in the bear market, you know, back in 2023, 2022, you know, you're not where you're at 2022. But this chart doesn't look pretty to me, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you may have it like where there's more price history, but you're ranging, man. You know what this looks a lot like? This looks a lot like Jupiter. This looks a lot like Jupiter right now. So what I would like to see for APT is get this shoulder, and this is huge. This is gonna take a lot of time. This is the weekly. This is the weekly, baby. The head, and you need to see the right shoulder out of here. And could that set up for next bull market being a top 10? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know much about the project, man. I'll break it down. I'm gonna look at APT in my off time, and I will let you know what I think tomorrow on the stream, man. I'll let you know what I think about APT. Maybe I'll do a video on APT and put that out. I don't know much about the project. I love learning about new things. Thanks for dropping that in the chat, man. But hey, let's look here on the daily. Let's zoom in a little bit further. Yeah, just getting beaten down with the rest of the altcoins. So we do have some divergence here. We got some divergence. So right, we did have that daily bullish divergence forming here on this asset, APT, baby, APT. We had so from here we did have our swing down in price action while we have our swing up in the RSI. That did look good to me. That does look good to me, right? Saying that we are going to break this high before we break this low. That daily bull div has not yet been negated, right? And you still make, even if you come down and you make a lower low, that would negate this bull div, but then you could get what's called triple bull div or double bull div, and you can have it extended here, make a higher low here, and this would be even stronger if we came down and made a lower low. Then you could speculate, hey, we got double daily bullish divergence. That is a massive, massive reversal sign, and you could get a squeeze to the upside. That's something I would be looking at for APT. Just keep that on your radar. But so far, you've been ranging ever since you've gotten absolutely decimated with the rest of the altcoins on February 2nd, the largest crypto liquidation event in history, baby. In history. That's what I'm looking at for APT. That's what I'm looking at for APT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for bringing that up. Hey, how do you guys like the lighting? It's a little different today, right? I looked at my camera settings and I was like low light mode. I didn't know what that meant. And I got this cool light back here. Shout out to my lady getting this for me, baby. Getting this for me. I got this cool light. And I don't want to blind you guys, but look at this. Look at this. You could light it up and you can bring it down. But I don't think, unless it's at the lowest volume, it just absolutely blinds you. So watch your eyes if you're on a delay. Oh, I guess you would have been blinded already. So shout out to you guys who got blinded. Eat your carrots, right? Eat your carrots, right? So you can see what's going on in the charts. So let's zoom in on the near term right here. Let's see what's going on. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce here, getting that 84,000 bounce, missing our buy limit. Come on, Bitcoin. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's dive in. Getting that little bit of a bounce, and look at how strong this div is. Look at how strong this bullish div is here on the 15-minute time frame for APT. So we have, look at this bullish div here. We are sitting in the oversold range. How do you know you're oversold? Well, when you start seeing red, you're like, yeah, that's oversold. We have our swing across in price action. Well, we have a violent, we've been violent, good night. Violent swing down on price action. That's telling you that you are likely to break this high before you break this low. That bull div looks really good. You have the gap in the VRVP here. I think you're likely to come up to that 577 range, man. I think you really are. Based off of this bull div, heavily oversold in the heavily oversold region. You're not even at the 50 mark on the RSI. The Stokes are curving in the overbought area. This looks like it's ready to this looks like it's ready to squeeze, right? It looks like it's ready to squeeze whenever I get in the skinny jeans after a leg day. It looks like it's going to squeeze. It looks like it's going to squeeze hard. It can squeeze hard very quickly to the upside. That move's pretty substantial, man. That move's pretty, you know, that's a, 4 or 5% move, for this asset. So, that could be a little scalperoonie that you got going on there. I would zoom in on the lower time frames and see what you got going on. You just got over the 1 minute 200 MA. Are you going to flag here? That would be what I would look at for APT here in the near term, right? In the near term, if you're speculating on this reversing and going to the upside. Looks pretty promising with Bitcoin getting the bounce, but look at that. As soon as we get the bounce, everybody, we just got it. We got a little bit of a rejection on there. Look at that shooting star on the 3 minute. Not what I like to see. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Did we get over the 1? Yeah, we got over the 1. We're kind of consolidating. I'm gonna kind of leave that go for now. I'm gonna leave that go. I don't really like where we're sitting. When it comes to the market, man, this is a tough market to trade, everybody. This is a tough market to trade, right? If you're looking at this from a, yeah, we do have a high volume node underneath this from this range. You had a moonshot up. If we chase green candles like that, when you got above the 200 MA, you're likely back where you started, right? You go to the bathroom, you come back, and you're like, crap. you're back at the 200 MA. So we'll see what goes on there. I would like to see a larger consolidation here above the 1 minute, right? As the 1 minute continues to come down here, maybe trend sideways as the 21 comes up to price action. We'll see how it goes, but it doesn't look like it's the night for scalping, everybody. I'll be honest. I want to see Bitcoin dominance start to give here. I really do. Let's see if we could. Yeah, we're starting to lose the 5 minute 200 MA on Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean? That means we're likely to come down to 7. We're trying to get back above the 7 right now. We're fighting with the 7 on the 200. The 7. Yeah, you got me confused with all my numbers, everybody. It's like when I was dyslexic in math class when I was back in the 3rd grade. So we're getting that pump above the 200 MA on the 7 minute time frame while we're pinned between the 5 and the 7, right? So you want to track that. If we get back above the 5, we get back above the 3, and we get back above the 1, watch your altcoins, because Bitcoin's either going to dump and the altcoins are going to dump harder, or Bitcoin's going to stay sideways while your altcoins just bleed. So that's kind of where we're sitting at for Bitcoin dominance, everybody. I know I've been kind of all over the place, but this this is happening so fast. This is happening so fast, everyone. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here with me on your Monday night, on your false move Monday night. What else we got in the chat, baby? What else we got in the chat? Shout out to you guys chatting in the chat. Thank you for chatting with me. If I didn't have you guys in the chat, I would just be talking to myself. I did put a little, can't show you guys. Put a little picture behind the camera so it looks like I'm talking to a person, right? Not talking to just like a, the big brother. That's what it looks like. I'm looking at Big Brother. Maybe I'll show you guys that if you guys are kind of me in the chat and we drop we get like 15 likes. Maybe I'll show you guys this, the picture tomorrow. Picture what I'm looking at. Bitcoin ripping, baby. Bitcoin ripping. Yeah. We got to be careful on the 1 minute chart, man. I know I love to trade the 1 minute. I really do. But trader instinct is just telling me here like that. That isn't what I wanted to see over the 1 minute. What I wanted to see over the 1 minute was a break above, right? A break above and some consolidation right above the 1 and look to take that higher. That's what I wanted to see, not a moonshot dip and rip. I mean, if you're really looking for a scalp here, you could say, okay, this is our first higher high. Now we could come and look to make a higher low at the 618, and that would line up with the 21 on the 1 and the 200 on the 1. You can definitely say that, and that is valid, but I'm not looking to play this high leverage right now. It just looks like we're going to get some chop city. Look at this chop city going on here, everybody. These moves are pretty substantial too. After Bitcoin's dump, that's a 1% move. Yeah, 100x leverage, 50x leverage. Anything you're trading high is likely to get swiped before the next move. And you may get lucky, who knows? But yeah, I'm not looking to trade. I'm not looking to trade this. If we lose the 1, we're just gonna dump further, man. We're just gonna dump further. And I would not like to see that for Bitcoin right now. I would not. If you flip this up, let's flip it upside down. Let's flip it upside down. What we're looking at. Okay, we did lose the 1 minute 200 MA, looking to short, but if you regain that, you could really go on a moonshot. You can. Let's see if we came down to any kind of important fib level. On the 1, that's a 618 retracement right there. You came up, your initial reaction right here, made a high, come back down, you tested the 618 and you're moving up further. That's a higher low, right, on the 1 minute time frame when you're looking at it from a more macro perspective. That's what I'm seeing. That 618, man, that golden pocket, everybody. We're going to pull that up all the time here on this channel. The golden pocket, the golden pocket, the golden pocket, the Fibonacci, the Fibonacci, the Fibonacci. I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to correctly draw your fibs so that you understand where to pull it from. People pull it from all sorts of different crazy places. Look, you pull it from your initial swing low, right? The most recent swing low you have, or wick, right? Or wick. That's what I like. And you bring it to the highest wick that you see, right, on any time frame. That's what I like. That's how I draw it. It's just a personal preference of mine. Baby, it looks really good here on the 1 minute if you're a bear, right? Because we're going to flip this upside down. And that's a bearish 7-8, or that's a bearish 618. You fell from your initial swing high right here all the way down. You pull it to your swing low and boom, 618 back to the downside. That does not look good for Bitcoin here in the near term. And whenever you're looking at taking profits, I highly recommend still pulling your bearish fibs. Why? Because it's a likely area for people to start opening up shorts and closing positions. It's a very powerful tool, everybody. Very powerful tool. Do not sleep on your fibs. Do not sleep on your fibs. All right, diving on into the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hey boys, check your Discord. I sent you a DM. Hey man, I will. Yeah, I'll get on Discord right after this. Absolutely. Altcoins recovering a bit. Could be a new fake out. Hey, fake outs have been the name of the game. And I'm telling you guys right now. Don't look, price action is going to do what it will until Friday. Friday is the day, everybody. Thursday and Friday. What do we have Thursday? We had something on Thursday. What do we have on Thursday? Come on, Comcast. Do this to me today, and I will go right back to Steve at Comcast with his khaki pants, right? And I'll give him a what for. Come on, Comcast. All right. Very important on Thursday. Very important on Thursday. What do we have? Initial jobless claims. I think this is undervalued. I think they are not expecting as many jobless claims to come in with all the firings that we've seen in the state and the federal government with Doge. I don't think so. That's me speculating. You guys can think whatever you want. I think this number is trash. I think that this is going to come out to be like 260, 270. I really, really do. I think it's going to be monumental, and it's going to be something that absolutely catches everybody off guard. I do not want to see that for the jobless claims. But you know what would be good? If we get that kind of job data on Thursday, let me give you guys the recipe. Let me give you guys the sauce. Let me give you guys let me give you guys that Boys Crypto sauce. We want data like that. Why do we want data like that? It's back-ass work. It's bass backwards, right? You want to see worse unemployment data, because what will that do? It'll tell Jerome Powell, who comes out conveniently a day later to speak, hey, buddy, we may need to get some money printing, and we may need to turn on that money printer and go, we need to go money printer and go brr, right? Like those memes. I love those memes. They're my favorite. That's what I'm looking for here in the near term, is for that unemployment or the initial jobless claims to go through the roof, and Jerome Powell to come out and be like, you guys may be right. We may need to make an emergency Fed meeting and start cutting some rates and everything with these tariffs and all. Yeah, it looks like we turn the money printer back on. If we get that, Bitcoin, all speculative assets, will forget this dump ever happened, baby, and we will start ripping the all high heaven. And you know what else is coupled with that? The crypto summit that's happening at the White House on Friday. Donald Trump in the afternoon speaking right after Jerome Powell. Tell me that does not look like a recipe for success. Tell me that does not look like the recipe for success. We get bad news here, and I don't trade news, baby. I don't trade news, but I may go live. If you guys want me to go live, on Thursday at 8 a.m., I may open up a big trade here. Why? After the initial reaction, probably around that 10 o'clock area, right? If we get bad news, the stock market's going to struggle. Bitcoin's going to struggle in the near term, right? In that first hour and a half or so. But I'm going to take advantage of that dump, and I'll ride it to the upside, speculating on Jerome Powell coming out and releasing his grip on inflation. That would be massive, massive, massive bullish news for the space. And you know where the Boys Crypto community will be? Catching that bottom, baby. Catching that bottom. That's me speculating. My ideas, not financial advice, just entertainment, right? But that's me speculating on what's going to happen in this market. I'm going to take a position here, speculating that after we get that data, if we get higher than expected unemployment, right? We don't want to see lower, right? If we see lower, then it gives Fed Chair Jerome Powell no reason to cut rates. So if we get those higher numbers than expected, he's going to have all the reason to cut rates, and that really, really could prop up the price of Bitcoin, stocks, and everything, and save this market, baby. A market that is teetering, as we've talked about this entire stream, on the edge. That could be the recipe for success. We're getting close to bounce points, everybody. We're at a point where we can bounce, and that goes hand in hand with that kind of news. Show me the charts, and I'll show you the news, everybody. That's what I speculate coming up, going on here into the future. Drop all your questions in the chat. 19, baby! This is the biggest our stream has ever been! Ignore my shorts. Oh my gosh, they're pulled up a little high. Hope you guys didn't see any white there. I am a little pasty from the waist below. Yeah, I do look like Casper the Ghost. I look kind of albino from the waist below. My lady loves it, right? My lady loves it. All right, so I look like one of those, you know those Napoleon ice creams where you got like that white ice cream, the vanilla ice cream, but you got the Tanner ice cream on the side. That's what I look like from top to bottom. Okay, that's what I'm speculating on going into Thursday and Friday. I'm looking at that higher jobless claim. To recap, higher jobless claims. We get a little bit of a dumperoonie, right? We enter along on a 618 or a 786 cup and handle, and we ride that to the upside, baby. When Jerome Powell comes out and says, hey, speculation, and says, oh my gosh, we need to turn on the money printer right now to prevent like an economic collapse, right? With these tariffs, they don't have a lot of wiggle room, everybody. We need to turn on the money printer, and that may be just what we need to get it started. That's what I'm speculating on. All right, back over to Bubbles. What do you guys want to talk? Michaela, 19, baby! Yeah, we're growing. Build this house one brick at a time. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. I'll never forget you guys, early subscribers. Drop your names in the chat. I write these down afterwards. I'm gonna have them all the time. And at the end, when we are at the top of the crypto chain, right? When we come up and we're one of the biggest names in crypto, because who brings this amount of energy to crypto? Nobody. I don't want to toot my own horn. You guys be your own, your own critic of that. But I'm gonna hold up these names, and we're at 1,000, 10,000 followers and everything. I'm gonna be like, thank you guys. I'm gonna say thank you guys for being here since day one, right? Since day one. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. You think Tim, what's up, man? Hey, thank you for dropping in the chat. I appreciate you, brother. You think that ETH is gonna dump to 2,100 bucks anytime soon? Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. The ETH is gonna dump to 2,100 anytime soon. If I'm wrong, I think it did, didn't it? Did it not get the? We're under 2,100, brother. We're under 2,100. Now, look, ETH has gotten a bad rap lately. It really has. It really has. Vitalik Buterin saying some controversial things on X. It is what it is. Let's look at the daily. Oh man. And I love ETH, right? And it's crazy because didn't Trump just put out in that tweet today, baby? Oh yeah, I love Bitcoin and Ethereum. You would think some kind of positive reaction. But no, ETH is not getting that love. ETH is sitting below key support right now, coming down where I think a high volume node and let's zoom out here. Let the VRVP update, baby. A lot of Ethereum trading right here, right at about $1,800, and then $1,600 is your next level. So these are the key levels that I'm looking at for Ethereum, right? Let's zoom out. We're below the weekly 200, man. We're below the weekly 200. That screams bear market to me. And if you want to say, oh, boys, crypto, no way, it's the bear market. Well, okay, that's just my opinion, man. Whenever an asset is below the 200 MA on the daily, boys, crypto is bear. Let's zoom out to the weekly. So where can we reverse from here? Where can we reverse from here? All right, so what I'm going to be looking at is pulling my fib, right, from low to high, and see where my macro fib lies. Right, macro fib, we are on the 618. This area right here for Ethereum is critical to hold. What I'm liking, Tim, brother, is this 786 area down here. I think I'm gonna put in a limit order. Yeah, at 1,600. I have to, baby. Let's go over to Ethereum right here and put in our limit order for ETH. I like ETH at 1,600. Why, Tim? Why do I like ETH at 1,600? We'll go on 5x here. We'll play a little game with Ethereum. Yeah, baby. 5x, we'll do... yeah, we'll do that. We're not going to let a stop loss roll. ETH, 1,600. All right, so why am I doing this? Why am I putting in a 2,500? Yep. Why am I putting in a limit long down here at 1,600 for Ethereum? I'll tell you why, Tim. I am bullish on Ethereum in the long term, right? I am. But this is too much confluence, man. This is too many areas to bounce off of. Look at that high volume node where a lot of buyers have stepped in, not only in the past, but are likely to step in the future, in confluence with your 786 retracement, right? On the macro, baby, that looks good for me for putting in a macro higher low. I know we've had a double top here. Just bear with me. It looks like that 786 looks to be tested at $1,600. I'm not saying we're going there, but Boys Crypto and the Boys Crypto community, we got our limit orders set down there, baby, just in case. And you know how long it needs to be down there? You know how long I think Ethereum will be down there? No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will be down there. You know what? Actually, saying that to you, Tim, makes me want to bring this up just a little. 1625. There we go. So I think a lot of people are going to have their longs set at that 786 for Ethereum, right? But not Boys Crypto. We're going to set it just above there, and we're going to try to front run it, right? That's just a little strategy right here. So in confluence with that high volume node, right? You can make a macro higher low here and continue higher for Ethereum. It would be a bounce off of a high volume node. I like that a lot for Ethereum, man. I like that a lot. That's just where I'm looking at. I'm not saying we're going down to 1,600. I think off the 618, we could bounce right here. And I'm not personally leveraged in Ethereum right now, right? But this does look like a probable bounce zone. This entire zone in here, man. This entire zone in here, right? And I'm gonna take the reason I have mine set at the 786 is because I want it to be the least risky trade as possible. Getting in right now would be a little risky because there is a chance that we come down and test that 786 even on a wick. And I'm not looking to get wicked out on Ethereum, right? So that's where I'm going to put my order, right? If we get that wick down there and we ride back up to the upside, if we have some kind of capitulation wick like this, the profit would be insane, right? We dip in there, I will double up my money. That'll be half a band, man, half a grand, right? Made on that trade off of a bounce down into this range. That's what I'm looking at, right? For this trade. You can trade with whatever amount you want, right? Mine, utilizing $500 a margin, right? This will be a macro trade. $500 a margin, right? To win what would be $1,500. That would be awesome. That's I'll set my take profit and stop loss as soon as that limit order does get hit, if it does get hit. But I don't see us dropping much lower than that. It's 1,600 at the max, man. If you're bullish on Ethereum, if Bitcoin does get its footing here, now I'm not saying we're not entering a bear market. We could be, right? But we'd have to create that lower low on Bitcoin. If Ethereum does break this low here, that's bear market, man. That's bear market. I don't care if we bounce or not. If we do break this low, same with Bitcoin, same deal with Bitcoin. And you could argue it happened here, but I'm looking at the macro 786. But you break this low, I don't care what happens. You're going to look, to me, I'm going to look for a 786 retrace, bearish 786 retrace, right? From the high to wherever we end up, and I will take a short from up here at the 618 and ride this puppy back down to the downside. And that bounce can take you all the way up to $2,800. And you know what will happen? Everybody will look like that dog with rabies with the foam coming out of the mouth. Be like, I got Ethereum at the best price, and we're gonna be looking at shorting. Why? Because you broke market structure, man. You broke to the downside, right? You created a lower low on the macro, and now you're coming up to potentially create that next lower high. And that's what I'll be looking for Ethereum. At least a reaction, right? I'm not gonna hold these trades open forever, but at least a reaction off of that zone, right? Expecting people to start taking profits, taking out shorts, right? On that asset, and I'll be trying to ride that puppy to the downside. That's just my trade idea, man, not financial advice. That's where I sit. All right, man, what's going on? What's going on? You think it's gonna dump to 20? Oh, 2,000, man. Hey, anything can happen. You want me to look at the micro, baby, the micro time frame. Shout out to everybody who knows and feels what it's like to look at micro all the time. Shout out to you guys. Definitely not. I want to say I'm in those shoes. Maybe I am. I don't know. Hey, everybody do your own due diligence, right? Do your own due diligence. You know, we don't want to make fun of the micro time frames. That's all I'm saying all the time. You know, all time frames should be treated equally. You could trade all time frames the same. Don't make fun of the micro time frames, everybody. 5 minute. Let's go. So we're in a series, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I need to speculate on a lower high coming in, man. Why? Well, until we break above the one, we're above the one. Okay, that looks good. I would be skeptical am I using that word right? Ah, man, I should have stayed in elementary school a little longer, right? We're coming up that 618 bearish retest on the micro time frame, right? You've got from your swing high to your swing low, you're coming up to a bearish golden pocket. If you break this, Tim, if you break this, it looks good. It looks good. Right? You have Ethereum sitting at $2,100, pretty good price for the asset in my opinion. You have your 5 minute and everything's fanning down, right? Look how far away your 5 minute is, sitting at $2,185 from your 15 sitting all the way up here at $2,300. That's a pretty substantial move from here, man. That's an 8% move, right? And if you're a high leverage trader, and I don't know what your risk management is, man, but it looks really, really good. If you break above this golden pocket, 3 levels, golden pocket here, you break above, that's gonna make me be like, that looks good. That looks good. You break above the 5 minute 200 SMA, that would be where I would wait for consolidation above this. So I'd be waiting for this. I'd be waiting for like a pump, right? And flag out above the 5 minute 200 MA as the 200 MA is coming down like this, right? And then I would look for the stochastics, right? These stochastics to reset in the oversold zone, right? As we trend sideways and boom, ride that puppy to the upside. That's what I will be looking for Ethereum as we go throughout the night, right? I'll be trading throughout the night. Keep in touch with me on Voice Crypto 102 on X. I respond to every message, everybody, every message. Any question you guys have all the time. We're going to get a Discord set up, but all for free, all just my knowledge. If you just want somebody to talk to, I'm here, baby. I'm here. And I like bringing that positive aspect to crypto, right? To crypto. So yeah, join me on X. I'd be happy to have you guys there. Yeah, come on by, Tim. All right, let's dive in. Yeah, I'll check my Discord. Yep. Shorting heavy now. Okay. Hey, not financial advice, man. Not financial advice. This channel's for entertainment only. But you are coming up in the zones that are going to serve as resistance. You have a high volume node, right, of the range, right? And these high volume nodes don't take long to form. Why? Because we've only been here for a short period of time on the 5 minute. But you have the 618, 786. Looks like we could get a reversal here to the downside, and you'd be looking to make your next lower low. You know, and I would, at least when I get a reaction here, once I break past the $2,066 level, if you are short, and if I was taking a short position on Ethereum, you break below this 1 minute 200, which is support until it's not. You break below that 1 minute 200, I would move your stop to break even, brother, and ride that puppy to the downside. Ride that puppy to the downside. You get below the 200 MA, well, look what happened. Dump. You know, you get below the 200 MA, and look at that puppy down to the downside. That red line's your friend, man. And so far, we've broken above that red line. Bullish in the near term, right? But you're coming up to a resistance zone where people are going to start shorting. So I highly recommend. You can even break it down. Look at these fibs, man. You could break it down even a little further than that. Let's dive in. Let's get all that cleared up. Look at this. All right, you zoom in. You know, we had that, we came up with it at 618, right? And then you could be like, oh, I think we're going to make a lower high from here. And you can pull from your high to your low, right? And you can see where you go. Where's your next lower high about to come in, or likely to come in, up at that 2108 level. That's how people trade on that 200x leverage. It's dangerous, but that's how people do it. And I don't personally trade that way. You won't see me open up 200x trades, baby. Very, very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. But yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. You're looking for that 1 minute 200 SMA to fail. It's going to curve up towards you. Once you break below that, it's likely you head further to the downside for Ethereum. It is very likely, very likely. Again, not financial advice. All right, diving in. Going to keep my short, but hoping ETH not going to hit 2175. Yeah. Okay. So that's a risk. That's a risk you take. That's a risk you take, right? So. Yeah, you get above that 5 minute 200 MA, you could get really easily back up through the BRVP. I don't know what your leverage is or whatever, but don't over risk, man. Don't over risk, right? Risk management is everything. If you lose a trade, you lose a trade. It is what it is. We lost a trade. We took one trade today. We were massively profitable yesterday, and we had a massively profitable day. We had a losing trade. We took a single trade out today on a scalp, and we lost a little bit. It was a losing day in trading for us at the Boys Crypto community. It is what it is. But it was so minimal compared to our loss. We made like $400. We made like, it was like $350 the day before, and we lost 90 today, 90 or something. Yeah, so risk management is everything, man. Risk management is everything. Okay, that's what I got going on right now. April, what's up? How you doing? Jumping on in the chat. Thank you. Hey, thank you, everybody, for being here. We're hitting that 2-hour mark. I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to drop a comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I bring this to you every single night. I really love you guys. This community is super awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Monday night. Let's see how the market forms up going into Tuesday as Asia starts to close, right around 3 o'clock in the morning my time, right? And we'll take this into market open tomorrow. False move Monday, baby. I will be looking for longs throughout the night. I will be looking for longs, scalp longs throughout the night. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love you guys. We are going to be doing another giveaway at about 250 subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your wife, I don't know, if you guys have like 20 different phones, because, you know, you text a bunch of different people. You got one, what do they say? What does Jay-Z say? One for the plug and one for the load. I think that's, one for the plug and one for the load. I think that's Jay-Z. I don't know. All my rap friends, shout out to you. But I don't know that song. But yeah, make 2 accounts, subscribe, whatever you guys got to do. Much love to you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow on the live. Until then, Boys Crypto is out. We're out, baby. Love you guys. Have a great night.